Okay, you guys are lucky. I've even done this. I think my motivation for this has gone down the toilet. When I realized it's at 2 a.m., then I was given a hospital appointment yesterday that I can go back to Dublin, let's say around 2 o'clock, and then just ruin my day and say, "Oh, here's an appointment for you early in the morning. See you then." So I have to wake up early in the morning. Kelkster has brought in her famous hairstyle where she puts her hair like a pigeon. I don't know if it's a pigeon or what was it like? It was not a pigeon. What's that thing again with the? It spreads its back like this. Oh, I keep
Like a
forgetting that.
bird?
Yeah,
An
it's a
eagle?
bird,
A
but
bald
it does,
eagle.
no,
Eagle.
it does.
Spread your
No,
wings.
no, no. It does its back. I don't know. It makes it look. I don't know. A peacock. Oh, a peacock. Yeah, you know the peacocks. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Good, good. But anyway, how have you been? How has everybody been? I had to settle in here to make sure that I can have times, but uh, it's been a bit busy. I came here and it's like a curse. Since I came to Galway, the sun has left. It's raining every day, so I can't even go outside. I was in the other day. It says, uh, "Pat, are you calling Kelsey's?" Yeah, like
Oh
she's
no.
Addison. Nah, 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 nah,
Minus the terrible neck tattoos.
nah. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Let's try to set this up in a way that we
Sorry,
can.
I have to wash my hair later, so it's kind of a mess. Pat caught
Uh,
me off guard. I didn't realize we were going out. It's only 8 in the morning here. I just woke up recently. I haven't
I
even had
didn't
my coffee yet.
I didn't catch you off guard. I wrote on the group that I'm gonna go early. I don't want to. I might do the chaos show because everybody's asking for it. But you see, this is the thing. Hamza is random. He would just say he randomly texted me late at night the other day. He's like, "Oh, I just got home. Can we go on live?" I was like, "What do you think this is? This is not KFC. You're not ordering things. This is not like a takeaway where you just decide to order." But I will. I might do the chaos show today just to make sure that, but anyway, guys, don't forget to smash the like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Um, what else? What else? Let's see. Says, when you mean Clash of the Titans, do you mean? Yes, that's what I meant. I think you've got it. That's what I meant. But I think some people are not gonna get it. Some people will be like, oh, but Halal is not such a great big team. It's a team full of good players that are on a good age. I think it's one of the scary teams. I think going into this game, we shouldn't underestimate them and say that, oh, we can just go through them because they're not Inter Miami. They don't have, like, their age group for them is okay. It's like 32, but going that side is 29, 26. That the age group is everywhere. And let's not forget they've got that guy
Hmm.
Malcolm who was supposed to be the next great thing, and he was supposed to go to Roma, but he dumped Roma and went to Barcelona and never worked out. So, what are your thoughts, Gausta? I know you've just woken up this morning and you have no coffee. That's why you're doing that face. I'm pretty sure that's
Coffee
your.
is brewing. I'm gonna go get it in a minute or two.
Yeah, please
Um,
do, because you're having that I don't have coffee face where you're like,
no, I mean, I think it'll be a tougher game than we're all predicting. I do think we're gonna advance. I mean, they do have some. I mean, they have Cancelo, they have Koulibaly, they have Mitrovic, so they do have some players in there who've been quality in the past. I just don't know what like 2 years in Saudi has like done to their quality because I'll be honest, I don't watch the Saudi league. But also they have a brand new manager. They have Inzaghi, who is a proven winner at European level. So yeah, I think it'll be a tougher game than we're predicting. But I do rate us to go on top. I just think we have a much more talented group of players, and a lot of them are in form. Like your favorite player, Jeremy Doku, he's having a wonderful tournament. He surprised me big
it
time
says your
in the
favorite.
last game. He talked the absolute hell out of me. I didn't think he had that kind of game in his locker, and so I'm really happy to see him, playing better with the fullback. And but he's a really strong candidate to start the game. It's always going to come down to him and Marmouche. So we'll see. We'll see what the lineup is. We'll
I'm
find out at one in
surprised.
the morning our time.
I'm surprised you guys never saw that because I saw it in the Bournemouth game. Remember in the Bournemouth game, he was everywhere. He was going inside. I remember the other goal. He actually went inside and then passed it to somebody, passed it through to somebody. Remember when he got like the 3 assists? That game, he was given so much freedom. I think he just was doing anything. He was just doing whatever he wants. And I've seen him for Belgium. Sometimes he goes down the middle, and sometimes he actually acts like a number 10. And for him, for players like Jeremy Dogo, the same as Jack Grealish, I say they're very dangerous without going down the middle because for you to get the ball off them, you have to drop them. But because they're very powerful. But anyway, he looked great, and against other Hilal, how do you say it? Is it Al Hilal? Al Hilal? It's a very
I
heavy.
don't know.
Is it Al Hilal? Okay. Against this team, he's gonna be playing against our favorite boy in Cancelo. So he'll be going
Yeah,
against
I think he has the chance to embarrass Cancelo pretty badly. Because
Cancelo.
Cancelo, because we all know Cancelo is not the greatest defender. We watched it for a long time,
Did he
and to
do
see a
well
player
against
on form
Vinicius or
with the
somebody?
pace charging
Did
at
he do
him,
well
I think
against?
that's
Wait, did he do well against Vinicius? Was that Vinicius Cancelo did well against recently? Yeah, it was Vinicius. I think so.
who.
Cancelo. People are hyping him that he did well against Vinicius. I think he played Vinicius and he was actually doing well. And people are like, "Oh,
I
look at
think that was
Cancelo doing well."
Walker.
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
that
no.
was
I'm talking about
Walker.
in the Club World Cup. He did well against Vinicius. He played against Vinicius. I think so.
Oh, I
He
didn't
did,
watch that
yeah.
game.
Because I saw clips of people saying, "Look at Cancelo doing well against Vinicius." Says the Coach of the Titans, 1981, great movie. Why you
Oh, it
guys?
is the original. Oh, dude, that movie is so fun to watch. That's one of my favorite movies. I love it.
Yeah, say Patrick, with Jared Bournemouth extending his contract last week, do you think we get him next season? I don't even care about him. I don't know. I don't really put much about him. He gets injured a lot, so you're basically replacing. You're basically buying a younger John Stones who gets injured a lot already. At least John Stones, when he was younger, he wasn't getting injured when we are getting him from Everton. So this Jared, you must wonder why nobody goes after him because he's got so much potential. His contract, I don't know if it was going running out. Why didn't people go after him? Because maybe they saw the injury record. So I don't know. I don't think so. And you guys, we've got so many defenders. Juma, even a lot of teams have been looking at Juma. A lot of teams, big teams, were asking for Juma. We're saying, "Can you sell us Juma?" So Juma seems to be a rising star in defenders. I highly doubt if we'll start budding on defenders again. Because how many do we have? 10 so far at the club.
We
How
have
many do we have at the club?
seven center backs.
What are we going to do with all of them?
A lot of them will have to be moved on. That's just. I think this is kind of the last. This is just kind of annoying because like nobody wants to get rid of anybody this year, but like the young kids will just have to go out on loan probably because
Yeah, I can't wait for
nobody
that.
wants to get rid of the mediocre older ones.
They do want to get rid of them, but look at
No,
them in
they
the media.
don't.
They're making speeches in the media. Did you see like John Stone's
Nobody
speech?
wants to get rid of. I mean, everybody wants to get rid of Stones and Ake. Well, I don't think we. I think we should keep Ake because I think he's much. I think he's our best pure defender. Nobody wants to get rid of Stones because what if another team gets him? Oh, he gets it on their bench instead. Okay, and nobody wants to get rid of Akanji, who I think is
I can't.
objectively our least. I think he's. I think he's our worst center back, and I really hate the Diaz Akanji pairing, and I don't know why we see it so often.
Yeah, it's so poor, isn't it? Ake was overlapping with Nori during the Bournemouth game, and Nori was not there. Which game did you see
I think
this?
they made Doku.
Oh yeah, I was on there. Big up to you. Big up to you. That's the thing. People don't get it. These four backs are needed sometimes in these games. It was Mbappe against Barca. No. Recently,
Yeah, they played in the group stage. I didn't watch
yeah,
that game, so
yeah,
I
the
can't
Saudi game.
comment.
He was in Saudi. Cancelo was in Saudi. He impressed me. But that's Inzaghi. Inzaghi can turn people into great defenders. I've seen him to do it before. Doku in that Juventus game got given a role to roam around the forward line. Pep knows his technical deficiencies. That's pairing him up with Nori to create that. He doesn't have any deficiencies. It's just people don't understand that sometimes Savio and Doku, we need to play to that strength. And isn't it quite funny that Savio finally went down the middle, used his right foot, which he used to use at Girona, and he puts it in the net like that. Very
That was a
comfortable.
banger.
And how long have we been saying put him at the left because that's where his strength is with his foot? It's just
Yeah, I only really have two concerns about Doku. I do think he's improving, but he still has some time. He still has a little ways to go on his tracking back
mm,
and his defensive work rate. That could use a little bit of work. But I think my issue is always going to be with him is his injuries because he's had some hamstring injuries and he relies on that explosive pace, and that's what makes him like that explosive burst, and that's what makes him like so special. And I just get concerned that over time injury might take that away because he has had he's had several hamstring injuries since he's come to us in
what
2 seasons.
what if the injuries were to adaptation to the Premier League? Some players sometimes come to the Prem and then it's too physical and then they get used to it because he does
Yeah,
get
it's
hit
just
a lot. Have
yeah.
you noticed
We'll
he's
keep
very
an eye on
strong,
it.
but he gets hit? We'll see anyway. But I Nori, look,
Yeah, we'll just keep an
having
eye
some
on it.
Say Vinny Jr. has been stinky. I ain't a fan of Doku at all, but I'm praying he destroys Cancelo. Dash, I'm gonna put you in jail for this. For this. Anyway, says what
He's
says
allowed to not be a fan of Doku. It's okay.
no, nobody's allowed not to be a fan of Doku. I'm playing that card that okay, I'll say I'm gonna sacrifice my sleep for this game, 3 a.m. South African time. It better
Oh
be worth
wow.
it. That's the same thing. Ask Kelpster. Kelpster sacrificed sleep, and then she texts me. It's like, why did I stay up late? I think the game
Oh
that
yeah.
hurt you so much. What game was that? That was so painful for you. I
Last
felt bad
season,
for you.
the what was it? We had the 4:30 kickoff. Well, it was 4:30. Whenever it's a 12:30 kickoff in the UK, I'm 8 hours behind the UK, so that's 4:30 in the morning for me. So there was a couple of games like that Everton draw at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, that was
That
horrible.
was a rough one. And then I think the Aston Villa loss. That was also like back to back. That was not fun. And then that Crystal Palace game when I know we won the game 5-2, but when we were down 2-0 and like they scored a third goal that was offside, like I literally was just like, why did I wake up at 4:30 for this? And by then I'm too upset and have too much adrenaline to like go back to sleep. So I was like, well, I might as well keep watching the game and I'll just have to pout or something. And then thankfully we made the comeback, but it doesn't always happen. So it is rough during the course of a season.
It says I have to go to bed early again. Wake up at 3 a.m. It ain't easy. It ain't easy, but I guess you're gonna have to do it. It says if it means I have to go to jail for Doku as a footballer, then I'll do it. Dash, stop it. Dash,
Hate,
behave
hate,
yourself.
hate, hate, hate.
Salute, Patrick and Kel just arrived and immediately hit the thumb up. Big up to you guys. Don't forget to like the video. It's good to like the video because it helps out with the algorithms, as the YouTubers say. Anyway, Carl, are you here with us or you're just playing Silent Night at the
I'm
background?
here. I'm here. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon. I'm here.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, Carl, we're playing El Hilal, and it's good for you guys. For the first time, the match it has a good time for you. Unfortunately for me, the hospital changed my appointment. It's supposed to be 2 a.m., 2 p.m. tomorrow. They've decided to put it in the morning, so I'm gonna have to not watch it.
Oh, oh, wow. Kelly is she doing a watch along?
Nah, nah, nah. She doesn't know how to operate the whole thing. I could have given it to her, but she doesn't know. You know how to operate it, but why don't you do it on your? Are you willing to do another watch along, Carl? Watch alongs are annoying though because I hate them because there's no sound. I like watching football with sound.
I know, I know, I know. It's
They're
fun.
annoying, ain't they?
It's fun doing it with. I think I enjoyed the last one with you and Kelly. So
Yeah, I was going to do this one, but now I have to go to this appointment in the morning. So
yeah, yeah. Good luck, man. Yeah.
yeah, then I also have to get an early morning bus to there. So says Martin called me a liar for saying Kosanov got player of the month in his nine after his 9 games. No, he did get player of the month. It's true. You're not lying. Kusanov came in, Cow, and got player of the month in the first month of the second month, isn't it? Yeah, he did. He did. He
Yeah.
was player of the month. Yeah. People need to have the same energy for Bob. Yeah, that's the thing. Uh, this is the funny thing. Everybody goes after Doku, yet Doku does a lot, but yet everybody says Bob is the best thing since sliced bread, and Doku hasn't done anything. Bob hasn't done much yet. Salute, Patrick and Kel. Yeah, big up to you. Kusanov should be prioritized over Akanji. Does the panel agree? I definitely agree about Kusanov. He showed us so much during his first games. Martin said people have an unfair Akanji agendas. He's allowed to make mistakes. Yeah, but the thing about it is, look, we got a country for 15 million, and I think for the money of getting the 15 million, we've already got enough of what the 15 million gave us. But if he's making mistakes, the thing is, even Cow can agree with me. There's a lot of centre backs in the team for him to continue making mistakes and playing, isn't it, Cow? There's Kosanov, there's
Yeah.
Victor, there's
Yeah.
so many John Stones. So if there's Ake, so if you're making mistakes, eventually you're gonna have to be dropped because that's what Pep says. It's a competition.
Yeah, it's a competition, and the players fight for these spots. That's the bottom line. If somebody's better informed, they're gonna start. That's the way it is, and that's how it rolls. Um, Akanji is prone to that. Once in a while, just and what annoys me is not. I don't mind you making a mistake. That's okay. It's what you do after the mistake, right? It's the lack of the recovery. It's like he makes a mistake and he freezes like a deer.
Oh, thank
Uh,
A
you.
deer in
Thank
headlights,
you.
yeah.
yeah, that's my issue. It's not the mistake. Mistakes happen. It's part of the game. We all make mistakes, right? In the game, even the best players make mistakes. It's what you do afterwards. You're not Messi and just watch. and observe somebody else get the ball. You're supposed to get it back, counter presses quickly. He doesn't do that enough. That's my biggest issue, not the fact that he makes mistakes.
That's the thing
Also,
about him. And when he has a bad game like that, it just continues.
Do you
Like,
remember? Do you remember the Spurs game away? The one that was the moment Ortega had. Remember that? That's a
yeah.
kanji. That's a kanji, right? That's a
Yeah,
kanji.
that was all him. Bad pass. And he also did something similar in the Champions League final.
Oh yeah, I can't.
Do we
I will
not
never forget.
remember when he
I'll
got
never
really
forget.
lazy getting the ball and Lautaro almost
Yeah,
scored a
yeah,
goal,
yeah,
but
yeah. So
Edison saved it.
those are two big season defining moments. Those two. Yeah. So he's got to figure out how to solve that problem.
yeah,
And it may be a coaching, a concentration issue that he has, or mental issue. But he's got to solve it. You know, you
Also,
just
I want to say about Husinov is that one thing Husinov has that nobody else on our team really has is that really, really rapid recovery pace. When you look at collectively our center backs, there's just not a lot of like super fast defenders. Like we've constantly commented about how Ruben Diaz is slow, and Yashko is a little quicker, but he's not like super fast. And Stones and Ake are definitely not pace merchants. Ake just has very superior positioning, and he never gets caught out really. I mean, he does
yeah,
occasionally, but he's also dealt with some like he surprised us that one year when he dealt with Saka, who was on fire. I think it was
yeah.
our trouble season, but I get a little nervous about the lack of recovery pace, and if we're playing like with two fullbacks push high and wide, I that is a concern for me coming into this season. So I would prefer to see somebody who has like really quick pace be in the team more, just on these games where we're going to be facing really tricky, pacey wingers like
Yeah,
your
yeah,
Vinnies who could just turn on the gas and run, or Kvaratskhelia who could just run like full out sprint. Dembele, Mbappe's, these kind of players, like you kind of want to have a defensive specialist kind of roaming
yeah.
around in there. And I'm not sure. I don't think a Kanji gives us that. I think Husinov does. So I
and
would
that's
like
the
to
thing,
see him
though.
develop.
He was fast though, and Carl, this is I love Akanji, and he's very like he gave us one of his best first seasons. But you're right, Carl. It's as if recently it's like that's the thing is it the fact that he thinks Pep doesn't drop me because he likes me? Because recently his recovery is no longer there. Like, do you remember, Kevin, when we played against Man United and Rashford tried to outrun Akanji and Akanji caught him?
Yeah,
Remember?
Akanji was
But
fast, but he just came
what
back
is he
from
doing these
injury,
days?
man.
Do you think it's the
Can you guys
injury?
not just give him some time to get used to the stuff? He just came back from injury. You guys know that.
Do you think
Oh
it's the
no, no,
injury?
no.
Because
It's just no. I mean, Kelvin. Yeah, you're right. He came off injury. We're not talking about what he's
But
done.
Akanji is our second. Is he our
No,
after Kyle Walker? He's
yeah,
fast.
Ostas, we're not
After
talking
Kyle Walker
about.
is the
There was a
fastest.
big gap
Yeah, yeah,
between the two, though.
but if I may, right? We're not talking about Akanji's last game mistake. We're talking about big moments, even last season, the season before, where in that moment he does a big thing and somebody has to help him out. It's not the mistake; it's the reaction after the mistake. Spurs away in the league game that we needed to win, Champions League final. That two big moments where he loses the ball, but he doesn't recover back quickly enough. He's kind of watching. So I'm not saying get rid of him. What I'm saying is that somebody in the coaching staff needs to help him fix that problem.
concentration,
Yeah, somebody needs
concentration.
to help him fix that problem.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
I get what you mean.
he's a good player.
Also,
But we
Yeah.
just
rewatch the FA Cup final goal.
Oh, where
Eze
he
just
was beaten.
Akanji was 2 feet ahead of Eze, and Eze blew past him.
but we had
Yeah,
time to score that goals though. Come on, it's just 1-0.
Also,
So
rewatch the Juventus
why
game and
you don't need to? You
tell
don't.
me who kind of gave up the pass to Yildiz to Vlahovic.
But what about the pass that? Why are you blaming me for that when Ederson was the
I think Kevin. I think nobody's blaming. It's just saying we're telling him that he can't continue doing that. Why there's other defenders like Ake, John Stones
yeah,
around,
but
that eventually he's gonna get
she's
dropped.
just focusing on him. So of course she's gonna know all his mistakes because she's focusing on Akanji. Focus
Oh
on your
no,
guys.
no, no.
Focus.
She's also
Wait,
gone.
wait, wait, Patrick.
She's also gone on Diaz. She's also gone on
Yeah,
Diaz.
yeah. Focus on Diaz as well. Diaz made
Yeah, I've
same
said he's
mistake
got
as
his recovery pace. I think could be an Achilles heel for this team.
yeah. So if they bench Akanji, they should bench Diaz as well.
Yeah. Do you know
Fo-
what's worse?
A lot
Do you
of
know
people
what's
are
worse?
calling for that. Where
The pairing is not good. I
where,
think
where
People,
a lot of
people.
people would like
Yeah,
to see it. Would like to see a center back pairing tested out of Vardiol and Husinov.
no, that's gonna fail. It'll
That will
fail.
fail. That will fail
It'll
because they
fail. I mean,
there's no
because
leadership.
There's
It,
no
Some people
listen,
just
leadership
want to
there.
see it tested. That doesn't
they,
mean
no,
you go with it. You
they,
just try it out.
they don't know what they're talking about. I'm sorry, they just don't know what they're talking about. What are we
Wow.
talking about?
Uh-oh.
Kusanov
Carl's
that
coming
makes
for people.
Kusanov is as raw as a freshly cut meat. You can't play him as center back next. You can't. They'll destroy him.
That's gosh.
Would you try him at right back? Because it seems like right back
Yeah,
there's
yeah. You try
not
him at
really a
right back,
threat.
and when he gets confidence, you can move him to the center. But let's
Can
be
I, can
clear.
I can I
I
ask
mean,
you something,
Patrick,
Carl?
if I may,
Sure.
if I may, honest, let me explain something to you guys. Right in Pep's 4-3-3 system, right, the most important positions are central core. The two center backs, the midfielders, the number 9. That's your central core. That's your central core. If you're gonna play Kusunov there, they'll kill him.
Oh well, no. Can I ask you something, Carl? But do you remember? Do you know the issue is this? This is where I think. Do you know the thing is? Do you remember when Kusanov was partnered with Akanji, and then a lot of that stuff happened with him, and then he was partnered with Diaz? It looked great. Do you know another guy who I think with Kusanov was partnered with? It looked great. I think Stones. Stones would look after him.
Yeah.
Stones is
We only
somebody.
saw for one half of a game in that FA Cup game, but I really liked that. I thought they
You know
complemented.
why, Kelly? Kelly, you know why? I talk about this all the time, right? You always have this concept of the build and the blocker. The build and the blocker. You can't have two blockers and two builders. You have a builder and a blocker. Stones and Kusanov, one is a builder, one is a blocker. That's the balance that you need. But to play Diaz and Kusanov, two blockers. No one's building. That's why he struggled against Chelsea. He tried to build and he just lost the ball all the time. So I would compromise to have that if it was Stones and Kusanov. Yeah, but for me,
You don't think
Kusanov
Guardiola can do the building?
needs more time. I think he's still a little bit nervous
Leadership. I think
sometimes.
it's leadership. I think they're looking for it
Okay.
because Josko is great, but remember what I told you last time that Josko is good, but I think the leadership part is not there yet. I think the only reason why Diaz becomes over people. Let's say even Ake is a good leader. Don't forget he was the captain and leader at Bournemouth. It's just you need somebody who can lead you and talk. Akanji, the issue is he's a
Yeah,
Switzerland
he's the
captain,
follower.
but
He's not the
I
leader.
don't I don't see he follows too much. Maybe it's because he comes to City and says, okay, Diaz is the leader. Ake sometimes also keeps a bit quiet, looks like he wants to follow instead of lead. But Diaz
He
really wants
leads by
to lead.
example. He
Akanji
was
is
a captain at Bournemouth.
Akanji is like when like a posh defender. That's what you call them.
Oh,
They
I
don't.
get what you mean.
They're just
Luxury
they
defender.
yeah, they're just there. They will just there. You have to tell them. You have to keep talking to them because they lose focus easily as well. Like I understand where Kel is coming from, but he's not a bad defender. That guy is good. It's just like he have bozo moments. Company used to have bozo moments. And it's not compared to Akanji though. Every defender have bozo moments, but he's
Yeah,
this
dude.
recent,
True.
the recent year, he's been a lot. He's been doing it a lot. Even I was frustrated, but not just with him, because I focus on Diaz because Diaz used to be our pillar. Like he used to like care more, throw himself on the
He did.
floor,
He did.
going for all the balls.
Blame
Give
Maya
all his
Jama.
ball.
Blame
But
Maya
nah,
Jama.
no, that is just too. Most of them are comfortable. I know Pep. Pep would be in a lot of them. Trust me. Pep will be in a lot of them. That's why, but I don't. These guys that we are going to play, they are not easy, Patrick. They are good.
That's what I'm
It's not
saying.
easy.
Inzaghi has them well
Yeah.
balanced, and they're very well balanced. They don't. And you know the thing about it, El Hilal doesn't have like Inter age. Age of Inter was 37. Inter Miami was 37, 38. They have got decent players.
Yeah, but come on, listen. There's no comparison between the two teams. There's just
Yes,
none.
yes,
There's just none. We're trying to glaze Al Hilal. There shouldn't. There's no comparison.
Please.
that's
It's
true.
Carl's been reading the
just
group chat.
But
if we
but
if
for
we if we play like we can play, there's just
yeah,
no
but
comparison.
the only team, Carl, when pride comes in, no matter how shady they are, they will give us a game. Trust me.
Yeah,
That's that's
it could
that's just
try, but to give you a game in the heat for 90 minutes with that quality, it just yeah. If we play to our level, if we show too much respect, we get beat. If we show enough respect, but don't respect too much. That's the issue, right?
So,
I mean,
so we should
Don't
just go
forget,
at them.
they're incentivized. They get $5 million per player if they win tonight. Remember that.
who Al Hilal?
Who?
No, it's a joke. There's like some tweets going around saying that there's like not a bounty, but like a incentivization program. If they
Yeah,
win, each player gets 5 million.
I would
I
never. I
don't
would
think it's
never
real. I
doubt.
think it's fake.
No, I would never doubt how Saudi. I would never. I remember they told them they're gonna get them private. They told one Saudi team they're gonna get them private jets if they. I think they failed
Damn.
though. I think they do it. So Saudi doesn't mess around, isn't it, Carl? Saudi money
But
doesn't mess
Does
around. They will
Ronaldo
tell you
already
5
have
million.
that?
at the end of the day, listen, we just need to step up to our level. The quality's there. The coaching staff is there. The quality's there. Izagi's new to the team. He's going to try and that play back three or whatever it is. Maybe a 4-2-3-1. Just play to your level, mate. That's all you need to do, right? Get to the next round. Play. I think it's either Chelsea or excuse me, somebody else. But just play to your level.
Yeah, but did you, Carl? Did you hear? Did you hear Pep Guardiola saying that this new backroom stuff has taught him a lot within a short while already?
Of
And he says
course, of course.
he's so intrigued to learn more from them, and he says I can't wait this season. You see, I told people that other backroom stuff there wasn't nothing great. They were just
Yeah,
sitting there.
well, that's why you need to come. You need to come to TFCF, True City Fan. You need to look at the Kels and Pat show because we speak facts. We talked about this, right? There's something wrong with the backroom staff. The energy, the vibe wasn't there. Juan Malita's a good guy, but he can't speak English. How are the players going to understand him? How's it going to help the players? Talk to them one on one, right? Play good cop, bad cop. So it's we talked about this. Yeah, we don't just talk because we talk. We facts. Facts. You're right. What these guys, I mean, I talked about when I saw Pep Linders with the boys at Philadelphia. I saw him. I sent you the clip of what he was doing, the urgency in the game. He was running the pre warm up. All Pep came on was walk onto the side, chill out with his daughter on the sideline, just chill. Kolo Toure and these guys were working it. They're working it with these boys. So I'm curious to see where this kind of goes in the future. And see how do we play against Juventus. I watched the game, the speed of play, the confidence on the ball. You think you're watching Liverpool. I'm telling you. Do you think you're watching Liverpool, the way they move the ball? They concede goals, but they score 5. Good goals too. See Doku, see Savinho switching positions, right? When Haaland came on, Haaland was a sub. And Marmoush was on, see the pressing, the speed of pressing. I mean, it's just great to watch. I just hope we do it again. Send a message.
Now we have to send a message, and you know what's quite funny? All the pundits have started switching now. Apparently, City is the favorite now. Apparently, which is quite funny. Why would
I don't support all these guys just talk love. Because it's all clickbait and stuff. You know, it's
Yeah, I like the way they switch up because we were finished and done. Now all of a sudden. Anyway, guys, continue putting the likes up. Martin says, "Hey, hearing someone been talking too much in the chat." Yeah, Martin, that's saying you said you don't rate Kusanov, so people are
I'll
coming
be back,
after you.
guys. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah, big up to you. Big up to you. You'll find us here anyway.
Might as well
Says,
send Martin a link. Can't wait to.
big up to yeah, go ahead. Big up to Luke. He says feels good to watch these streams at UK time. Yeah, you're on holiday, but at least you went on holiday. At least you had a holiday. What does it say? Been waiting for this. Let's go line up. Yeah, we always have the lineup at the end. But big up to you. Big up to Luke. Welcome back. Thanks, Kelsa says Luke. Says, oh look, MC with the crappy no history, but look at now Martin is there arguing with people in the chat again. That's gas.
Oh, we love it when Martin comes into the chat.
Wait,
and on the stream. You're always welcome here.
The keeper is there for Edison, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be Ederson.
Can I say something though? Was I wrong to criticize Edison that he has to stop making those mistakes he usually makes, those lack of concentration mistakes?
Yeah, you're right to criticize him. When you make mistakes, you're gonna get critiqued.
He is 31 now, isn't he? Like he's a senior player at this point in time.
It's not old for a keeper though. Look at Neuer, who's like out there saving pens at like age 39.
But we got Edison at the age of 23, Kelster. He makes those blank out mistakes where he passes the ball to the opposition and they score easy goals. There has to be a point where he has to stop. Like you have to mature from that. But he does it so casually. I know then he ends up with an assist, then people will start glazing and back up dancing for him. But he has to get rid of that because this is top level football. Those moments is how you get Madrid back in the game. You know what I mean? That could have got Juve back in the game. That was close to get Juve back in the game. You get it? So I don't know anyway.
He should, but I think it's clear this is who Ederson is. Like,
so you say,
and if the club loves it, Pep loves his build-up play enough to overlook that. So I don't know.
Yeah, cool. What about
we know a lot. We know a lot of us are with like a better shot stopper.
Yeah. What about right back?
I think Nunez has earned the right to start the game.
What do you think of that? Some people say they're still not satisfied. I think the guy has done enough. the guy he's.
I think in a
looking
game like
okay.
this, yes. I trust him in a lot of games, like games where we're going to dominate possession and face a low block. Those are the games I have no issue with Nunes being a right back. I'm going to always have questions about him defensively in big games. So
But
that's
isn't
just
that
me
question?
personally.
Can you not also throw that question at somebody like Jeremy Frimpong? So Jeremy Frimpong is way worse
Yeah,
than Nunes.
yeah, that's a very valid comparison. Yeah, I would and when I'm looking at those kind of players at right back, I'm thinking, like, I was watching the PSG game yesterday, and I'm thinking, how is Nunes gonna kind of try to stop Kvaratskhelia when he's not a trained defender? Like, that's just a fact. He's a midfielder. He's not a defender. So I question how he's gonna keep up with somebody like Kvaratskhelia, like Vinny Jr. or Mbappe, depending on how Real Madrid play, or if PSG are playing like Kvaratskhelia or Dembele, because they tend to rotate a lot throughout a game, or if we're playing Barcelona in the Champions League, like Rafinha. Like these kind of really, really elite, technical, pacey wingers. I personally would just prefer a defender in that role, but those are not a lot of games. Like those are not Premier League games. Those are those are just like, deep level Champions League games. So I think you could get away with Nunes playing at least, I would say 60, maybe even 70% of our games and be just fine. Because like I said, like he's great in games where you need to unlock a low block.
Yeah.
And he is pacey to get back. I just question his ability to actually like stop people like with the ball
Yeah,
when
he
they're
was.
technical and tricky.
I was
But
a
I
bit
have no
impressed.
problem with them playing most games.
I was a bit impressed with the Juventus because they're not Juventus. We're not going to sit back. They're not sitting back. Do you know the thing about Nunes? I think the thing about Nunes and Nori and all these fullbacks, the thing is, Kusanov, you'd put him there, and obviously he will stop. But you have to remember that you're going to have that means you're going to have a very timid back three, because Kusanov, unless maybe Kusanov unlocks the fact that he can bomb up and down and cross. But I was thinking for Nunes, if we get Nunes and he becomes reliable and he becomes comfortable with the situation, as Pep says, he seems comfortable. I think the best thing you have to improve is do the whole Liverpool thing where Henderson used to look after Trent. You can go that route, or you can go the route that your centre backs are going to have to be solid. Because I bet you Jeremy Frimpong, it's going to be Van Dijk covering for him.
Yeah,
Or
I agree.
So you need solid. Because I'm looking at Nunes, he looks skinnier but fitter. You know what I mean? Before he used to be skinny but not fit, but now he looks fitter, and I'm impressed by him that he's even running after wingers and actually bumping them off the ball, recovering, not only hoofing it in front, but able to carry the ball and pass it. And now, unlike before, where he was so scared to pass the ball backwards, he's actually dribbling past the guy and trying to get the ball into the box. I don't know. I just pray, as Pep says, he might become one of the best fullbacks. Let's not forget, Pep fixed Kimmich, made Kimmich into a defensive midfielder. He made Lam into a. He's made people into something. In Mascherano, he made Mascherano into another player. He wasn't supposed to be playing the position he was. So Pep is capable of seeing potential in you and making you something. I hope it happens with Nunes. Anyway, center back.
And also in the Premier League, there's not a lot of elite left wingers. So I think in the Premier League, you're fine with Nunes. I just think it's the Champions League where I would be a little cautious about using him as a defender in big games.
Yeah.
So if there happens to be like a defensive fullback specialist that can, because also I should also say this. I'll be fair. I do have some of these same concerns about Aït-Nouri, because Aït-Nouri is known more for going forward. I haven't watched him like close up, so I don't actually know how good he is defensively. I've heard he's underrated defensively, but I just haven't seen it yet. So so we could find like a defensive fullback specialist for like some big games. I would say that might be all we really need for the season. But if we don't get it, we don't get it. It's okay.
Okay, look, maybe the idea with Pep is, okay, I play Nunes and Nori. And if there's situations where I'm like, okay, I might rest Nori, then he plays Josko there. You get it? He plays Josko there sometimes. Or Akake. Or let's say, okay, Nunes, I don't need him here. He plays Kusanov, then Akanji. Like, there's options that they're not great, but are good defensively. Do you get my point? Because Akanji can do a job as a right back, but don't ask him to be going forward. Akanji will defend outside. I think Akanji looks better when he's defending out there, not in the middle. Out there, he looks like, okay, I have time. So I don't know. I just think like there's a lot of options. Says we'll probably play a center back and not a winger in those situations. That is true. Kept the spot on. True, Kepster, people are with you. Says, as also, I do rate Akanji, Kusanov. I just ain't making a young lad who is learning to a top level, same world beater. Okay. I
How
don't know.
dare you, Martin? How dare you not say that Kusanov isn't world class right now? How dare you?
Martin, don't you think we should focus on future and Kusanov race rather than Akanji? I think that's what everybody keeps saying. Pep made stones in TPR. Yeah, Pep has made stones in a lot of people. Doku has to play. Oh, Doku has to play now. People want Doku. Okay, so center back pairing. How is Ake? Is he fit? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Ooh, that's tempting. I mean, I think the
How is
obvious pick
Josko?
is
Is Josko
Josko
fit?
and Diaz, but if Yoshko's not recovered, I could.
So Diaz and Ake, we can see that. I think Ake is left.
I don't know about the buildup in that, but
It's not the best.
Sure. If Yoshko can't go,
it wouldn't be the best. It wouldn't be the
Ake's
best.
experience, and he delivers in big moments too. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Comes up.
It wouldn't be the best build-up, but it'll be.
There's not a lot of pace in that back line either, so that's a little.
Ake
scary.
has pace. Ake has
Ake
pace.
does not. No, Ake. I think the injuries have taken their toll on his pace, unfortunately.
Let's be honest. Even Diaz had pace. There was point times he used to remember he went to Mbappe, ran after Mbappe, got the ball. I remember when Harry Kane went through on goal. He felt like I just feel like these defenders. You're right. Maybe comfortability. Comfortability is what has got them thinking I can't run back. But I'd rather this. I don't know. I'd rather this. Maybe there'll be a balance since now we have a left footer playing at left. Hung, what do you think of our lineup so far? And welcome to the show.
Oh, add Nora in the left back because there's zero debate on that.
Okay, good. Okay,
hello, Patrick. How are you? Hey, Kel. What's going on?
I'm good, man. How are you?
What's up, Wang?
Well, first and foremost, it's hot out here in London, and I'm trying to battle the weather to cool myself down.
What's the weather there?
It's ridiculously hot. It's more like in degrees, I'll say in degrees Celsius, it's like 27, 28
Oh,
degrees
that is
Celsius.
warm for London.
Yeah,
I'm the only American who understands Celsius, so you could say that to me. You're actually warmer than I am right now, but it's early in the day here. It's only 23 right now in the desert.
Yeah,
but
I think
the high is 33. So
yeah, it's very. I mean, for me, it's like it's very good. I mean, I was tempted to wear a sweatshirt to go to work, but at this moment I can't do that because it's 30.
Yeah, my mom said. My mom was talking to me earlier. She said England is hot at the moment, and why it's raining where I am right now.
I saw the news that's actually going to be hotter than Barbados. Even I'm shocked.
Oh wow,
that is mad.
I'm shocked at that, and this is the type of weather I don't personally that UK doesn't really get. So I'm just making the most of it. So today, I'm mostly cooling myself off. Tomorrow, of course, I will do my best to stay up late, and then I go to the gym, and after that, I'm going to be having a stroll around London to make the most of it. But that's probably it. But lineup wise, I do like it. However, I want to say something how I feel about because up front, I think it's Mitrovic on my track, and I know he's pretty good in the air. Because what I'm most uncomfortable with personally, I feel like, like this. I know he's probably not ready to play that, but you're not going to believe this, but Vitor Hayes is the best centre back when it comes to winning aerial duels.
Is it?
Ake's pretty good at that too.
Yeah, Ake is pretty good,
in this lineup we have. He's in this good at that. He's one of our better ones.
I'm not disregarding the lineup. I think I like it so far. But what I'm trying to say to you is, out of all the centre backs that we have, Vitor Hayes is the best at aerial duels, better than any other centre backs that we have right now.
Yeah,
I really like his build-up play too. I know we've only seen a little bit of it.
He just needs to get used with the physicality, but I think he would be he's a diamond in the rough. I think so.
Oh,
yeah, to build on Carl's little builder and bruiser. Be interesting to see Diaz, Victor Hayes, and maybe a cup game this year, something like that. That'd be fun.
I think Diaz would look after Victor Hayes. But you're not putting Victor Hayes next to Stones. That's the reason
No
why.
chance.
Let me
No,
tell you
that's two
something, guys.
builders.
You are never putting Stones next to Josko. You're just asking for two
Yeah.
ball playing.
Yeah,
Okay,
Because
it
then
would
they
be
both just want to go forward and then be no defenders.
if it
Yeah.
worked, it would be gorgeous because it's press resistant. If it
Yeah.
worked, it would be
Because
press resistant.
because in past years, the reason why the Stones and Diaz partnership worked so well, Diaz was the bruiser, John Stones was the cruiser. So obviously, like Diaz was happy to defend, tackles, show his physicality battle. Stones was just like to step forward into midfield and build up the play. That's why it works so. That's why it works so well. My only issue with I'm as much as I'm happy with the lineup. My only issue is that neither Diaz or Ake are good at building up play. But at the same time, I'm much
It's
more
the best we
faithful
can
with.
have, isn't it? Yeah, it's the
Yeah, it's the
best we
best
can
we.
get right now.
It's the best we can get right now. I think it's all about what is the lineup that's best to combat Al Hilal, and that will get us to the next
Wait,
round.
wait, wait, wait.
I mean,
Can I suggest this though? Sorry for cutting you, Hong. So let's say, for instance, right, we are looking at two pure defenders in Diaz and Ake. You tell them that Diaz and Ake, you're gonna do less build up today. Make sure you get the ball to Nori or Nunes instead. Then you tell a midfielder in Rodri or Reinders to come carry the ball off them. So there's a tactical way you can do this. You can tell Diaz and Ake, today you're defending. Let the build up come from Rodri, who will carry the ball from you, or Reinders, or let's say Nori, Taxin. You know what I mean? I'm trying to say, just tell Diaz and Ake, when you get the ball, treat it like a hot potato, give it to the other guys. Today, you are on a pure defending. And then the team just operates by. I mean, I've seen this before. I know it's always Bernardo Silva who has to do that sometimes because Rodri wasn't here. But now Rodri is here. He carries the
Yeah.
ball and Rodri acts as if he's a centre back. You've seen this has happened before. So the centre backs are rendered useless. Their job is now to just defend spaces. I think that works for a situation
Um,
you have two setbacks like this.
I mean, like in the past, I wasn't so confident about lineups going into like games, but now with Rodri back to fitness, and now we're almost getting there. And now Rangers just hitting the ground running, hitting the ground running from day one. I think I'm more comfortable and confident going into tonight's game, knowing that we have the midfield to combat Al Hilal's, and of course, I mean I do acknowledge that we're going up against Simone Inzaghi for the third season running. Not first season, right? Sorry, second season running, my bad, and hopefully we can get the better of him this time. I think obviously, like you could definitely say maybe the difference is that maybe Inter Milan's played up slightly better than Al Hilal's. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure Inzaghi will look. He knows us very well. He's played us in the past. He knows
Yeah, I know what
the
game he's going to
systems.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that the system and the tactics will going into tonight's game. I'm expecting it's going to be difficult. I'm expecting a bit of physicality, roughing up challenges, frustration, and that's normal. And I accept that from an Inzaghi team. But I think it's up to combat that. And you know what the plus side is that I think the plus side with having Pep Linders, Kolo Toure, James French were there to help him out, aid him out easy. And I don't know if you saw this in clips in Inside City. Did you see Pep Linders giving out a bit of tactical instruction to some of the players before they went out to see Juventus? And I think that'll probably be important. It's not like I'm not trying to say like Pep. I'm not saying like Linders makes all the decisions. More like Pep is delegating Linders and Toure to say to each player what they have to do to execute the tactics. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that is true. But you're right also about Inzaghi. I wanted to point out this, Hong. You're right. He's played us a few times. We've had draws, near draw in the final, then won. So he will frustrate us. This is what I tell people that this Hero Halal team, yes, I know quality. We have to beat them according to paper and quality. But they'll not make it easy because it's Inzaghi. He doesn't, and Inzaghi is a cup manager. Let's not forget, as much as he did not do well in the Champions League final, he's a cup manager. But we'll see how he does. Says 60 in the chat, big up people, hit the likes up. That is 2. Says, when do we get the correct pairing at the back? I don't know.
Hardly ever.
We have to wait. We have to wait. We're
Very
gonna have
hardly
to wait.
ever. It's all
We have to
very
wait. So,
hardly, very hardly.
I
A
don't
ever.
know
lot of
how
it
we
is
do,
just
yeah.
injury prone because we all agree our best, like on paper, our best defense pairing is Diaz Stones, but we can never do it because Stones is never healthy.
He's never
I do
fit.
think the majority of this season, assuming they stay healthy, it will be Diaz Vardiol.
Yes, I would like to see so.
Can I be honest though? And I know maybe this is a bit greedy and a bit bad. If John Stones is fit for the rest of the tournament, throw him in there. Use him to just
The
win the
fact he
tournament.
hasn't played a single minute is very telling.
Do you think
Yeah.
Pep is like, I
That's
don't
a
want to
sign
depend on
he
you
might
anymore?
be the one in the stands this season. No matter how much we're paying him, he might be the one not playing this year. So
Yeah, if you think about it, Kel, which I agree with that. But think about this though, like, listen, if you think about it, Stones, like, can you actually trust him to even last 90 minutes? Because look, think about it. Last game was against Real Madrid away at the Bernabeu, only lasted 8 minutes, broke down and subbed off for Ake. And I thought, and Pep, like, I'm not having.
never
I'm
saw
Pep-
him again after that.
We never saw him after that, and we're not having this. And Pep doesn't want to have this again. Like Stones can say to Pep, "I'm fit, I'm ready to play." But no, I just think he's going to break down and in the tournament, and it'll be a waste of a substitution. I think you know what. I think just for
play
now,
him right before the international break because he's always healthy for England.
yeah.
Yeah, this
That's
is
the
what
most
I'm saying.
It's the
This is what
frustrating
I'm
part as
saying.
well, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
this is what I'm
It's
saying.
very
Though. It's just
frustrating. I agree with you.
if Stones gave me a slight chance that you're fit, oh, you're gonna finish this tournament. I don't
Mhm.
care if you get injured. I'll sell you at the end or put you in the stands. But I understand why I'm saying this because when Stones starts building up, it's difficult for other teams to get the ball off us. Did you hear what some guy, a high level player, said when we are pressing City and it's John Stones? He says just stop pressing him. He says you're wasting your time. I
It
don't know if it
was
was one of these.
Patrick. It was Patrick Bamford from Leeds United that said that.
Yeah, he
At
said you're
Everton.
wasting your time. He said you're wasting your
Yeah.
time. He says you just have to
Mm.
give up. Says yeah, and a lot of players say that. Says when City have John Stones, you are definitely wasting your time because you can't get the ball off him. He says the thing about John Stones, you know the cool thing about him. I know people will say this is glazing, but yeah, I'm gonna glaze him because that's the ability he has. He seems like he knows his move before he gets the ball. He already knows
Mm.
what he's going to do before he gets the ball, and
Mhm.
he can get into that midfield, and he just helps the midfield take pressure off Rodri. I think Rodri loves John Stones as a centre back, and he doesn't love some of these centre backs because Rodri has to do so much work to go in there. So hit the likes and
Mm.
subscribe. Big up
Yeah.
Patrick and the panel.
I'm not gonna disagree with you on that one. I think John Stones. So I'm talking about ability wise when he's fit, and that's the problem when he is fit. I'm talking about ability wise, he's by far incredible on the ball. But we already have his air in Vito Hayes. So once he gets used to physicality, once he gets used to the playing style, and we're definitely gonna see him a lot more. Because he's obviously like he obviously it is reported by the Brazil media that he is going to be staying. So if that is the case, I mean, we're definitely going to be seeing him in some games this season. So I think, like from Pep's perspective, he's obviously ready to move on John Stones and bring in Vito Hayes to be like the build-up man, build-up man in defense going forward. And I think with Diaz next to him too, because they speak Portuguese together, that will probably work out long forward until eventually, going forward as well. But yeah, of course, I think we should move on to midfield. I think
I think that writes itself.
I think Rangers has it's. I think Rangers is obviously in. Rangers
Yeah,
is going to be in.
yeah,
Phenomenal.
Pablo, you've joined us.
Yeah,
Pablo,
sorry I've
what?
been late. I was at work. You know me, man. I'm
Nah, I
always
know
late,
you. Yeah,
Henry.
yeah.
Sorry,
I know
man.
you're a busy
I was
man.
gonna say,
But yeah, go ahead.
for the right back position, right? Big up everyone, by the way, man. Nice to meet you. I was gonna say, for the right back position, why can't we play Kusanov there?
Because we're looking for creativity also.
You're not trying to go defensive.
Yeah, but you know what we have done? We've said that okay, we are going to play pure defenders in Ruben Diaz and Ake, and we're going to tell Ruben Diaz and Ake the build-up is not up to you today. It's up to Nunes and Nori or somebody like Rangers
Okay, so
carrying
you've
the
done it
ball.
like that. Makes sense.
Yeah. So those are like
That
two
makes sense.
defenders. Yeah, because if we put Akanji, I don't even know why
No,
people looks
I
at
don't want
Akanji think.
No, I don't want a Kanji near the squad. I do not want a Kanji near my squad.
So
way.
do you think it will be Rodri against starting, or you're gonna see Nico G finally?
Rodri.
I think it'll be Rodri, yeah. But
I
if
think
Rodri
it-
subs off, we need it cannot be Gundogan subbing on for him.
Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
Nico G. That's what they should
It
do.
has-
If Rodri
it
comes
has
off,
to
put
be.
on Nico G.
Yeah, it has to be. I
idea.
feel like Nico G is getting overlooked a lot, but anyway.
Nah, Nico G is a good player, man. He's underrated. I think he'll come
Yeah,
good this season.
Yeah, guys, go subscribe to RY Jackson
Jack.
Sevens. Yeah, his channel is amazing. He does very good content, and He's also American, like youngster.
He's
So
going to the game tonight, and he
Yeah.
posted on Twitter where he's going to be sitting. So
wait, are you going
if
to the
anyone's
game?
going to the game, you should go meet up with Right Jack. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
He's from Florida, so he doesn't live that far. I think he's there tonight.
Lucky
yeah.
guy.
He'll be there, yeah.
He's good. He's good people.
Yeah.
It
I
says,
think
Yeah, everybody go watch and like his channel. It's a good one.
it says we
No.
need to remember that playing this Club World Cup would drain our players, especially with the climate. So yeah, Pep would definitely do some rotation. Yeah, rotate Gundogan also, because Gundogan seems to not be able to sit on that bench. It looks
Have
like
you
other
guys
people.
heard this little story? I don't know. Okay, the story is that we're playing Gundogan right now, so he can. This is his way to say goodbye to the fans because he's leaving at the end of the Club World Cup or something. Do we buy that story?
I just think it's. I just don't see. I just don't see the point of giving him minutes to go goodbye. Just to, I think like he should be the risk of him getting injured.
Yeah,
Exactly.
For him to like Pablo. Why would we give Gundogan goodbye minutes? You're
Yeah,
taking the
yeah,
minutes
there's
away
no-
from
there's-
Nico
there's
G.
no-
Nah,
there's
man,
no
I
ti-
don't.
There's no Patrick. There's no time for goodbye minutes.
And you know what's funny?
We got
Even-
things to win.
I'd rather bring Oscar Bob. That's why I was disappointed in the last game. I was like, at least bring Oscar Bob. Come on, just play them in.
I think I probably would say, speaking of that, I would say, especially the fact that Al Hilal are likely to play a very deep block against us. You're going to need players that can be
Yeah,
able
they
to
will.
open up a defense. So I don't think Savino would be suitable to break that up.
No,
I
man,
think
we have to put my guy Savino in. We
yeah,
have to put him in, man. I'm
Um,
telling you, Doku and Savio are gonna click this season, and once
Yeah.
they click, I'm telling you, it's over. We need to
Yeah.
let these two
Yeah.
just unleash them, because think about it, right? They'll take on their fullbacks. They'll take them on. They'll get past them. Okay, the end product is not great, which needs to be worked on, but they'll get past them. Do you know what I mean? They'll go at them. I'm
No,
saying Doku and Savio.
Pablo is right. And you know what, Pablo? The more Savinho and Doku start realizing where their strengths are. Like, look at Savinho. We've all been saying his right foot is strong and he hits it with the right foot. We told people that he plays better at the left, hits it with the right foot. These kids will start saying, okay, maybe I should be going down central a lot, you know, or maybe I should be doing this a lot. They'll get used. This is what I told people is like, Doku and Savinho came here while things are going to shit. Imagine if they came here when things were at a high. Imagine coming here and the team is expiring, like what happened to us. But anyway, if we play at 8 p.m., I'll be happy. If we win, I think we play Friday 8 p.m. Very good time for Patrick. It's a very good time for me. I don't care what American fans, Australian fans say that they do it every day. Boo-hoo. I don't want to do that. So sue me. So who plays on number 10, guys?
I'll
Foden.
go.
Cherokee.
I'll go. I think with Foden's confidence coming back now, and I think if we're going to open up a defense, then Cherokee the best player when it comes to opening up a defense, when it comes to passing. I think
I would
Foden's
play
so
Turkey
good.
on the right, and because they'll be very fluid throughout the game. I think.
That's
Foden and
our
Turkey,
dream,
I think
though,
they'll just
Kelsa.
switch around.
Kelsa, that's our dream, but he's not giving us. He hasn't given us that so
He's not
far.
gonna do that. He's not
He's
gonna.
not going to give us that dream. We want that dream. We want where Cherokee and Foden are both in the team and the floor, but instead he's making Cherokee and Foden full number 10s.
I think. We'll put them both in.
That would work.
Somebody said
would
Cherokee is way better for Hilal. That's true because he will cook them. He will definitely.
Yeah, I think it's because the fact.
Cook them.
Hasn't Foden been given enough time as a 10 though? He's also been given more opportunity than Cherokee as a 10.
I think the two of them
That's true.
together is kind of. I think they feed off of each other. It's like a partnership.
I
I think
Yep.
Pep is doing that because notice when he subs them on at the same time. He'll play
Yeah,
the
they
two of
co-
them together, and then he plays
As a
Doku and Savio together.
And
So
because
it's-
of
and
that-
then
Yeah,
that's kind of like
But
little
have
partnership.
you seen his stat system though? I think people don't like this, but I think I understand where he's coming from. His stat system is always Bernardo, Reinders, and Rodri, and I think he tells Reinders to be the creative guy in the team. Have you noticed that?
That's
He
not
tells
creative
Reinders-
enough for
I've
me.
noticed that still.
Yeah, but have you noticed? But you know, Reinders created so many chances for us. It's just we did
He
not
did.
finish them. Yeah, he was
I loved
creating.
it,
So
dude. I'm going to be
maybe
glazing Tijani this season. Sorry.
I know you.
Spoiler
found
alert.
it. Josko, you see Josko how fast she's moving. She's seen you on the bench. She's now
You haven't
glazing
seen
for
nothing yet. The Rodri glaze is going to be out of control. But Tijani, I cannot
generation.
believe how well he's fit into our team so far. Like,
Well, my glazing, I'm waiting for Turkey. As soon as Turkey starts hitting the forehand,
Yeah, I'm
I
waiting for
have
Turkey to hit.
agendas. Yeah,
Like,
He's
if
only
we-
just started.
yeah, but he
if
has
we
to.
think if we think they're going to low block us, then we have to play somebody offensive. We cannot put
Turkey.
Bernardo in that lineup
So
because he
Turkey.
doesn't offer
Put
enough
Turkey.
creative
Put Turkey.
voice.
So
Yeah, you have to
Turkey.
put Turkey in there.
Mhm.
And also, I think
Turkey.
I understand having Savio and Doku because if they don't block us, you need somebody to be running at them, not keeping the ball. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably bring on the players that can keep the ball if the game's pretty much been put to bed. But at the moment, like, it's all about, and plus, like, there is no second leg of this one. It's win or go home. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who wouldn't be surprised that he goes with Mamouche again? Starts with Mamouche to just
Well,
cause
I don't
trouble.
think
I've been debating this one. I think I'd play Doku.
I
No, I
don't
mean, like
think Mamouche is.
he starts with Mamouche as a striker again because remember he was thinking Juve are going to lock down. Then he started Mamouche. I think that
Yeah.
you know what? Let me say this.
You're
I
right,
know
Patrick.
people. I know. Yeah, you know what, Pablo? Pablo. I think you've seen this before. Remember with Haaland and Alvarez, where he used to start Alvarez. Haaland, I know, is the main guy. But certain games, let's be honest, you'd rather start with Mamouche running at those players than bring Haaland, as Pep said in the interview. You bring Haaland when legs are tired because Haaland will just
Yeah.
start bullying you. Like
Yeah, I
Mamouche
agree.
would be there running all day pressing. I don't know, Hong. I know that Haaland is the guy, but would you mind Mamouche starting this game again?
Well,
I wouldn't mind.
Well, I think the 45 minutes against Juventus, I think that was I'm not saying he played very, very badly, but I think look, he's definitely not a 9. I can definitely tell you that
Yeah.
because the only thing I have against him, Marmoush playing the 9, his first touch is not really the best, and don't forget, his hold up play is very poor as well. So I think I
Holland
think
doesn't
he's
have
so
a
much.
good
He's a running
He-
behind
touch
guy.
either.
Well,
Yeah,
he
but
didn't do too bad.
did
He-
wait,
he didn't do
Hong,
too bad
did
for
you
the
see this? Yeah, did you see this, Hong? And Hong, before I forget, did you notice that Haaland, we've never rated his first touch, but he's able to kill the ball from the air multiple times. I've seen him do it multiple times.
Yeah,
That's the
This
ball.
was
I don't know how
I
he-
think this was the goal for Foden when
Yeah.
Edison launched it to Haaland and then he managed to kill the ball and just caused a bit of chaos in the box and Foden was able to finish off the dinner. So I think that was Foden scoring up, if I'm correct. So I think if you watch that build up, so I think the technical side of Haaland was actually improved a bit. So that's something we're going to be looking forward to this upcoming season, of course, for the
Can
rest
I
of the
ask you
tournament as
guys?
well.
Can I ask you something for you guys before we move on? I'll ask Pablo. Pablo, do you think maybe the reason why we never see a Cherky or a Foden starting at the number 10 is because
Yeah.
Pep looks at Nori and Nunes who are attacking very high and
Yeah,
sometimes
I
they'll
agree.
need a bit of defensive helping. Maybe that's why he has Bernardo Reinders and Rodri to cover them.
Exactly, because Bernardo's got the legs as well.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
maybe that's
So
why
can
he has
help a
them.
bit. Yeah,
That's why
exactly,
because he
yeah.
knows that my fullbacks
Legs as
are
well.
I'm giving them freedom.
Yeah, exactly. I think, with Nori coming in, you know what I'm saying, like in the attack, it's very good. And he's helping a lot. Like you can see what he did against Juventus. He was very good. So I think with these two, obviously we need a new right back. I'm not saying keep Matthews Nunes, but for now, yeah, I agree with you, Patrick. You're right. 100%.
Martin says on his watch along is going to glaze a
I'm
Akanji.
glazing a
I'm
candy.
gonna be there. I'll be the anti-Akanji glazer.
You know what?
He'll be glazing him from the bench.
Martin, if Akanji has a stinker, I'll
Oh,
clip you.
The
Say
Kanji's
Savio
gonna have a
should
stinker.
play on
I don't
the
think he's
left.
gonna
don't
play,
like-
so he's not gonna have a stinker because he's not gonna play.
Okay, so Savio should play on the left. You know what? Let me tell you something, guys. This team, there's a lot of competition now. Because I'm also thinking, is
Yeah,
Oscar Bob not
there
sitting
is.
there saying, why am I not playing? Oscar Bob is also talking on the bench.
Oscar Bob could be
I'm
on
not
the
gonna
right.
lie. I think we should play Oscar Bob on the right. I'm not gonna lie. Give him a chance.
Why so?
Give him a chance, man. Give him a chance. It's only Al Hilal. What are they gonna do? We're gonna beat them anyway. Doesn't matter what the score is. We're beating them. Our quality of our team is too good. We're too good. So I think just play Oscar Bob. Give him minutes. Do you know what I mean? And then after that, take him off and then put someone else on. Maybe
You
put
do know
Foden
who
on the right.
Pablo, you do know who
to
their
kill him
manager
off.
is, right? You do know who their manager is, right?
Yeah, Inzaghi. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I mean, you know how he's played
Did
at
we not beat them in the final?
yeah, but don't forget the goalless
Final,
draw at last season. So he will frustrate
It
us.
doesn't matter about
We
that,
had
man.
much better players
we
though
beat
in
them.
that goalless
The
draw.
way we played them in the final, we absolutely bossed them. Tactically, we kept them composed. We absolutely annihilated them. I'm not scared of Inzaghi, man. Inzaghi's a bottler. Look what he did for Inter against PSG. He completely got whipped 5-0. I'm not scared of this guy. He's not
Yeah,
Wenger's
you're right
team.
about that. And the Inter team is way better than this one, I think so.
An Inter team's way better than this one. This one, you've got a couple players. You've got what? You've got Ruben Neves, Cancelo, Mitrovic, who's average. That's it, really. There's not really
Who's that
that many.
keeper? Who's that keeper?
I don't know who the
Bono,
keeper is. I'll be
Bono,
honest.
Bono, the Moroccan keeper. Bono,
Hmm.
the
Also,
Moroccan
these guys
keeper.
are not
Oh,
used
wait,
to
have they
playing
got
at a high
Koulibaly?
level in Saudi,
Yeah.
so that could
Do
work to our
they?
advantage.
It
But,
says
and don't
if we're
forget,
not
like,
good,
yeah,
it says if we're not going to start Turkey, why was he signed? He was signed, but trust me, there's a lot of people.
We're starting Turkey.
It says Martin, if I can't just a stinker, I'll be there. Savi and Doku
yeah,
need
exactly.
to start. I think Bob. I think probably you're
I
right.
think
Bob
Bob.
needs a chance.
Savi
Bob
and
needs
Duffy
a
started
chance.
the
Bob needs a
last
chance.
game. I don't think they'll start this game because it's rotation. Remember?
Wait. So are we going with Bob, Haaland, and Omar as a left wing? Because I would like to see Omar and Nori at the left. That's my
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
And have
Yeah,
Foden come off the
Patrick,
bench. Okay.
knows.
Yeah. Yeah,
Patrick
because
doesn't
come on,
know
you
what-
know what? If Pep continues glazing Foden, I can see the future. I think Foden is not gonna get dropped in this team. Because if he continues playing Foden, he knows Foden is the key. I know, look, Foden is the key. If Foden becomes the Foden from that other season or any other season where he's half decent, you're gonna have a good season. So maybe Pep wants
It's
Foden
like
to really
almost
come
all
back.
of his seasons. Foden's been very good, like almost every season. People just they just think last year was his whole career, and I'm like, no. He's been good in a lot of he's been very, very good in a lot of seasons. You don't win
yeah,
player of
yeah.
the season, and you don't
Oh, I
win
was gonna
two seasons of
yeah.
young player of the season in a row if you're a bum.
Yeah, but
I was going to mention,
go ahead.
So I was going to mention,
People giving up on Foden, that blows my mind. I
think-
can't deal with that.
I think, you know what, with tonight, I just know Haaland. I fancy Haaland scoring because he's scored against Bono in the past. He scored what 4 goals against Bono when he was at Dortmund against Sevilla in the Champions League knockout rounds, and he did it again
wow.
when he scored 2 goals against him against Sevilla again when he joined up at Man City. So he knows a thing or two about beating Bono. So he knows where he can beat him well. So I think that there's one player that's not going to be looking forward to seeing Haaland tonight, it's Bono.
I can't
Yeah,
lie.
so-
The Mamouche dream, what Patrick was saying, yeah, I'm seeing the vision now. Mamouche and Nouri. That'd be interesting.
I want to see
I'm
that.
seeing the vision. But the problem is, I want to see Doku and Savio click. I want to see Omar Mamouche on the left. We got Doku on the left. We can play Savio on the left. We got too many players on the left. That's the problem.
Yeah, everybody wants to the
Savio-
left. The right
Savio
side
needs
seems
to-
to get abandoned.
Yeah, the right side seems to be abandoned. I don't know why. I think Savio needs to try to adapt into the right wing, cut in like what Maris used to do. He should
Wait,
try
so
adapt
so
to come on the right.
but the thing
It's
is,
his weak foot, though. I think that's what it is.
Doku is capable of playing that right wing. So is Oscar Bob. Isn't it time to just give Savio what he wants? Put him at that left.
So what?
Yeah,
Put
do
Doku on
like
the right.
Savio
No,
Marmouche
yeah, because
rotation.
Doku, when he plays for Belgium, he plays on the right and he cooks okay. And then Oscar Bob is comfortable on the right. Why should we continue forcing Savio somewhere where his strength is not that great? His strength is actually at the left. I don't know. Is it not better to just give a player what his strength is and stop trying to, or maybe Pep is trying to prove something. Say, I'm going to make you play right whether you like it or not.
No, I think you're right. You know, I think we need to put Savio on the left, put Doku on the right now, and we
Because
got
the
Oscar
left
Bob on the right.
is
as
the
well.
left competition that much? Because obviously,
Yeah.
Foden,
You're
I
right,
think
it
we
makes
should
sense.
stop. I think we should stop putting Foden in the wings. I think we should stop that.
Yeah,
I think
we should stop
Foden's
that,
go. Yeah.
100%.
So let's say the left is obviously Mamouche.
He's not really
and
like a winger.
yeah, Foden is just somebody who keeps the ball. He just rotates the ball.
I think he and Turkey will, like, if they're both, if you put Foden on the right, I think they're gonna switch up. They're gonna constantly be moving, and Foden will be in the 10 a lot of the game, and then Turkey will be in the 10 a lot of the game. So I think it's. I don't think it means Phil starting on the right doesn't mean. I don't think he's going to be a touchline winger.
Yeah, I have an answer for you. The reason why you change is because this Club World Cup also people have to have the opportunity to play. Even Pep said it. You can't just like look. You can have a solid midfield because that's the future. Maybe the midfield because in a Pep Guardiola team, sometimes the midfield, the two holding in the midfield have to complement each other. That's the box to box. But some people have to play. I don't think it would be fair to finish a whole tournament and Oscar Bob just sees the tiny minutes. Does that make sense? It's like
Yeah, makes sense.
I just think it would be a bit unfair that Oscar Bob just sits there. And Oscar Bob is not bad quality. Doesn't mean Bob comes to your team, then quality drops. He's good enough for me.
Oh, we're going. Okay. Okay with Foden coming off the bench.
Yeah, for the Oscar Bob.
Did he come off? He came off the bench in the last game.
Yeah, so now
That's
who's your
okay.
left winger?
That's okay. He's still finding his feet, so I'm fine with that.
Who's your left winger? Doku, Savio, or Mama Mush?
I'm actually. Going into this, I was gonna say Marmoush, but I think Doku's earned it. I think he's on form right now, and I really want to see him going after Cancelo.
Yeah,
I think he gets embarrassed. Cancelo.
Do you know what she wants? This girl just wants Cancelo to suffer because you've been saying that a lot. You've been saying I want Cancelo.
I just think if you think about it, if you think about this, I think I discussed with you privately. I mean, I know you rate Cancelo a lot. I mean, I'm talking about as a player, but as a human being, he's an absolute trash bag as well. That's the reason why Pep. The reason why he left the club. So he left the club because he wanted to play, but he decided to moan and whine and cry and complain. That's why he left them. And he's not the best defender as well. We all know that. I mean, I think Doku will fancy running at Cancelo with every opportunity possible. Because if you think about it, Cancelo likes to bomb forward a lot. And there could be a point where if we hit them on transition, we can actually Doku will leave that right back for his space and the centre backs. I think it will be like Koulibaly, if I'm correct. That's probably going to be in the centre back. And oh my God, it would just be like mincemeat and then cross to Haaland or cross to Mamouche or Turkey. We just fancy it. It's just going to be. I think it's just going to be incredible, man. So I think, yeah. I mean, I think about this. Like personally, like I'm enjoying this Club World Cup too. Not because we're just not just because I think it's like it really gives a chance for the team to bond together and really create that chemistry. And I think that's really going to help going into the new Premier League season and the Champions League season going forward as well. So of course, I know there's going to be like a bit of tiredness. That's what Pep said. Maybe November, December, probably January will probably suffer a bit. But I think the togetherness will probably outweigh the tiredness as well that will go forward. So I think it's very good. Because if you think, I think Mamouche spoke a bit about how the team has bonded over the tournament. And I think if we win tonight and then we're going to have a game and then it will. Because Khaldun said in his interview, we're in it to win it.
That is fair. So anyway, so who are we picking at left wing? Are we saying Mamouche? Hong? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're hinting in there?
Mamouche. Well, I can definitely say he can't play up front. That's what I'm going to say. He's more better with partner. I don't see why Doku should not continue starting because
everybody keeps saying Doku apparently.
Because
I never thought the day when people glaze Doku like this. I'm happy with
his confidence. Yeah, his confidence is sky high at the moment.
Somebody said he's the best. He's our best player in the tournament. That's what somebody said.
Yeah,
he's up there.
He's got two. He's only got two.
Foden.
He's got 2 goals already as well. So I think I do fancy him scoring him tonight. And this tournament is actually helping Doku to reach to build up his confidence. And for me, the game against Juventus was, for me personally, when he's finally arrived at City. Now he just needs to develop that consistency going forward, where he can continue to produce goals and assists. He can't just have one good game of 1 goal or 2 assists, and then the next 4 dropping stinkers, and then come back to having a goal and assist. He's got to have a minimum at least or goal or assist every game to build that momentum going. Because I think he's really starting to click now. I think something just really clicked for Doku the past couple of weeks in this tournament. I think it's somehow he's done. I think he likes playing in America. That's definitely one of them. So
yeah, he does. Yeah,
the harbinger of things to come.
Yeah,
and it looks like the heat. Looks like the heat doesn't affect Doku at all. He keeps running over and over. What I was say?
I think he loves it.
Says Patrick, Doku glazers played for times like this. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I just think, like I
Really?
said, like the first two seasons, he's just, of course, like he has been frustrated. I can't lie on that bit, Patrick. But
Yeah.
I think now he's starting to get it together now.
Yeah, and
He's gonna
I'm interested to see him play without Savio, because one thing I have noticed is in this tournament is that he's always played with Savio. So I've always kind of wondered like how this would look without when Pep kind of breaks them up. So that is something kind of interesting to experiment with.
But
And
you're
don't
looking
forget
at
his relationship.
the Savio and Doc relationship to if it's broken down.
Yes. Yeah. But don't forget Doku's relationship with Ait Nuri is obviously helping as well because they both speak French. So I think like obviously there'll be no like Doku's more like he would underlap and sometimes Ait Nuri overlap and vice versa. And that will confuse the fullbacks thinking, okay, who do I mark? Doku or Ait Nuri?
Yeah, did
So
you
that
hear what
definitely
he
helps as
said
well.
though? This is what Doku
Yeah.
said. He said he can speak Dutch, so he can also speak to Rangers.
Yeah.
So he's enjoying playing next to Rangers. Maybe
Rangers.
Yeah, so
sometimes
Dutch with
When
Rangers.
Rangers kind of drifts over, yeah, because I think because Rangers is kind of the guy who goes everywhere. I've noticed.
Mhm.
That's
So,
why I honestly I would not play Rangers and Bernardo at the same
Don't forget
time
Pep.
because I
Don't
think they're
forget Pep
redundant.
Don't forget Pep Linders has probably made his mark as well with working with the wingers because I saw like I think I saw an article how he works with Sadio Mane on his one-on-one, and it's definitely helped. And look how he's performed in Liverpool when Linders was there, and now he's going to do the same with Savinho and Doku. And look what they produced at the Club World Cup so far.
So let's say something to
Do
people.
we need to start him? Yeah, because we need to build his fitness up.
Hilal is Martin. Am I the only one who thinks Hilal is a serious team? No, I'm asking Martin because Martin is here. I was like, Martin, people keep laughing at Hilal. We have to be serious.
There he is. Okay.
Seriously. What about Prophet? Prophet, what do you think?
Hang on, I'm trying to sort my cooling out. My fan's going mad at my aircon. One sec.
Gotta go in your car to get the AC to work.
Yeah, what about yourself, Prophet? You've been here with
Sorry,
us for a
right,
long
I'm
time.
back now. Yeah, sorry, we don't have AC bloody things over there. We have like 10-inch bloody brick stone, 18 bloody foot installation. Yeah, we're not built for sun over here.
What's it in Manchester? Huang said it was 27 in London.
29.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the kind of weather I live in.
Go on. What was you asking me, Pat?
I think a lot of people keep saying how Hilal is not a team worth putting a strong lineup for us, but I'm saying they have to be careful saying that. It's not like that.
No, to me, I think we've got to play the best 11 now because you got to remember people are talking like we've got like 10 games after this. This is our pre-season.
Don't we get knocked out if we lose also here? It's a round of 16. You get knocked out.
Yeah, we do get knocked out.
But at the moment, there is no games arranged. So how do we know what the best 11 is for Wolves at this rate?
It's the one you listed in the chat. I totally agree with you on
that's my
listed
11.
in the chat. I think that's our best 11.
And I get it, would have played Doku. Yeah, if Doku doesn't play tonight and with Hong, it's unfair. But it was also unfair when Gundo was man of the match in the other game and he got dropped. And this is what happens now. This is what we're in now. This isn't about you play with a match. This is now about who needs minutes in legs.
Yeah, like are we wrong to put Oscar? I think Oscar Bob deserves minutes also.
Because if Oscar Bob doesn't get in any of these games, well, then he ain't getting in the 11 at any point this season. You might as well just sayonara him.
Yeah, and you told me already, remember at the beginning of the season that there was talk saying he needs minutes, isn't it? That Pep wants him to play.
But this is the problem. If they're not getting minutes in this, how are they getting minutes when we move forward?
Yeah, that is fair.
He's took 27 players.
That's a big squad.
This is the problem. Everyone wanted this big squad. Well, if you want the big squad, Player FC has to go out the window. It has to be the best 11 for that game at that time.
Which he did put in the chat.
It's like that, people thought I was having a go at Nico Joe, wasn't. Do you want the cold hard reality of Nico Gonzalez? He was bought as a backup, and that's exactly what he is. He's a backup.
He's going to have to accept it.
I don't think anybody wanted Nico G to start.
We've got to get
we wanted him to come on instead of Gundogan. I think that was, which is the role of a
Yeah,
back.
yeah, potentially. Yeah, I understand that. I just think, people got to remember we bought Gonzalez at a time when the midfield was dead. It's no longer dead. It's resurrected.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of competition
He
now.
helped bring it back to life. He had some good
He did,
performances.
but Kel, he's a backup, an expensive backup.
Yeah. It's fine. I don't expect him to start these. I don't expect him to start tomorrow, but if we're gonna sub somebody on, I would like him to be on the sub list. I would like him to be sub on.
Personally, it was up to me. Sorry, Pat. I would sell Gundogan, but whether he will or not, I don't know. The problem is nobody's bidding for our players. Nobody's coming, and they're under contract.
Well, he seems to be kind of. Do you think what's going on with Stones, where Stones hasn't gotten a single minute? Do you think that's kind of an indication that Pep might be kind of saying you're going to be the one who sits in the stands? You're not going to be playing.
No, they're easing him back. No, he's been in the gym. The plan's to ease him back. Whether he plays, I don't know. But he won't even be in the stand, Kelsey. He'll be at home. Not all of them go on match day.
Yeah, it's usually the younger ones.
I think they go to the home, but they don't go away. They don't travel with them on the away games. So that's where Stones will be sat at home. But again, if you get an injury, they're sort of saying about the Kushinov thing last night. What's not? I don't rate Kushinov and Victor Hayes. I think they're going to be fabulous. The problem is if they don't work or they struggle, where'd you go there? We haven't got time to adapt. People want to get this title back. It's get the title back.
I guess it just depends on what people want.
Yeah, it does. For me, we need to challenge for the title. And the reason they got Kushinov and Hayes earlier was because there was too much interest in them. If we didn't buy Kushinov now, Kushinov's never a City player.
He would have gone to
Newcastle. He'd have gone to Tottenham. Exactly. He'd have gone Newcastle, Tottenham, loads of other places. So we had to move them.
Victor was wanted by Brighton, remember? Victor.
Yeah, we had to move to get him now.
I just think Victor, how do you say his name? I think he offers some things that some of our defenders don't. So I would like to see him being eased in more with an experienced player.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying play Husanov and Victor Hayes every game right away. But I think we'd like to see them kind of eased in, like next to Diaz, like maybe against a promoted team at home, like, or a cup game, those kind of things. Like give them the minutes.
Yeah.
Versus giving Akanji more minutes. Because Victor Hayes could get better. I don't think Akanji's ever going to get better.
What we've got to do for me
he's going to start declining, and
we've got to do smart rotation. We've got to. For the first time ever, we've now got a squad we can actually rotate on injuries. And we've got to use that.
But some of that has to be towards developing, because I think Victor Hayes has some skills that some other defenders are missing and that we could use. But but like you said, he has to be brought in slowly. But that means he has to be brought in.
I was going to say, about Hustanov, right? Do you know he's on a yellow card? Because my worry is that if he plays tonight and gets a yellow card, he's going to be suspended for the quarterfinal. Should we get Hustanov?
True.
So that's
also
worry.
That's Pep's word. That's one of Pep's worries. Full stop with Kushinov at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's aggression.
Yeah.
He wants to keep the aggression, but calm it down a bit.
Yeah. I probably would say maybe wait till the yellow cards are wiped off in the semifinal. So
it's in the quarterfinals they get wiped.
Oh, I guess quarterfinals gets wiped. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if he gets a yellow card tonight, he misses the quarterfinals, but they get wiped at the quarters.
I probably would say don't play him tonight, and maybe
I
just
wouldn't.
Probably. I've got a question for them.
Yeah.
How long are you all giving Rodra when you starting it?
I say this, Martin. If the game is wrapped up, God willing, it does. Sub him off.
I think 45 to 60 again, kind of about what he did last time.
Yeah.
I would not give him like 80 or anything like that. 75, 80. I wouldn't do that.
Martin, the positive is that he's not getting like bad effects after he got subbed off. So he's actually fine, thank goodness. I mean,
I expect tonight. I think tonight you'll know better, because I think Hilal. One thing I will give some of these teams, because they know skill level, they're not on the level. If City turn up tonight, they get absolutely pounded. But
Yeah.
and what you're seeing a lot of teams do, they're going in hard, they're kicking. People forget we've already got Echeverry in a moon boot. Now, luckily, we got away with it, and it's only 3-4 weeks. We got away with it. But it's imagine if that was Rodri again, or that was Haaland again, or Foden, or Cherky, or Mamouche, or Doku. It's a different story.
Echeverry's tiny. He's easy to target. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mash is right. They were targeting him purposely.
Really, what?
Prophet, what's your opinion?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Opinion on the 11?
Oh no, on the match. On the 11, it's already too late. We just need a
On the
striker.
match?
It's either Mamouche
Well,
or Haaland at this point in time as a striker.
in terms of the match, I'm not seeing, maybe we'll get tested here and there, but we should be going into the quarterfinals. So I don't have a problem with the match. I'm just looking to see what the attack seems okay to me. We're playing a bit faster, so no problems there. That's a work in progress. I'm just looking at the defense to see what, as we go further in the tournament, facing, bigger teams, what we're going to see from Diaz and friends. I have an idea exactly what I'm going to see, but I'm just going to watch and see what the story is with this tournament, because my feeling on it is if we're going to have Diaz and the Highline or Akanji anywhere near the team, we're going to be in problems, especially against bigger teams. So we'll see what happens when we meet a UCL team, if the defense holds up or not. But my concern at this point in time is not about the attack, not about the midfield. If they make mistakes here and there, no problem. But I'm seeing a difference in terms of how they're approaching the games versus last season. So my concern now is the pace, the lack of pace in defense. Because I think the top 6 teams or the top 4 teams in the EPL, they have that balance in defense. They have pace. UCL, we know that PSG has pace in the back, in the defense. We know that Real has pace in the defense. Yeah, so I'm just looking to see what we're up to. So if we can get that balance right, we will see how it goes. With the younger centre backs, I can't sit here and say if they don't perform. We'll leave that. We'll see what the story is when they do come on the pitch. If they don't perform, so be it. But I'm not going to just jump and think that, hey, Kusanov is not going to perform, because I can remember, unless I was watching something else, that when Kusanov came into the defense, it looked way better. I can tell you a match. When we're playing Liverpool at home, Kusanov had to leave right-sided centre-back to come and rescue Diaz at the left side of the centre-back on many occasions, and Liverpool were attacking. So I'm not quite sure how people are getting this idea that Kusanov is going to be a problem. But hey, I'm using the tournament to see exactly what is happening. I'm satisfied with the attack and defense, as I said. Midfield, as I said, I'm just looking to see what the story is going to be with the defense versus these UCL sides. That will tell us a lot on how the season is going to go, because it seems like Arsenal may be making some purchases. We already know what Liverpool is about. They're adding to what they already have, and we know how they are, so we can't afford to, to be dilly-dallying in defense. Akanji giving up after being beaten, no recovery, nothing. He's just watching. We know what Diaz is like. If the Bournemouth game is anything to go by, he's a head of the attacker from Bournemouth. Nunes can only pass the ball, either put it out a touch or pass it back to him. He's there on his heels, flat on his heels, and then no pace, and then we're blaming Nunes for it. Edison, not the greatest of passes from Edison, but of course, I would imagine that if Kusanov or another centre-back with pace was there in the match, I think it's the Juventus match, they would have made a better effort in terms of the pace to get to the ball. But what do I know? Let us see.
What? I was like the defense. I was Edison's got moved the defense.
What?
How was Edison's mistake anything to do with the defense? Just a crap pass.
Yeah, the pass was crap. Nobody's denying that. But we have seen crap passes to defenders, and the defender has that pace maybe a Van Dijk or even a Kusnov could have gotten to it or made it a little bit more
No,
difficult. But
no one's getting to that. Come on, no one's getting to that.
well, he almost got to it. Diaz almost got to the ball. So I imagine that a quicker centre back. I'm not going to say that Diaz is completely or definitely I'm going to throw it on Diaz, but I'm saying with a bit more pace, he could have rescued the situation. That's where I'm coming from.
But
It is
I
down
was
to Edison.
yeah, but
It is
Prophet,
definitely down to Edison, but
yeah, I was also saying the same thing that I think Edison, he's gonna have to come at a point where I get it. People say, oh, he plays risky football, but come on, you reach a certain age. You've been here since 23 years old, and these mistakes seem to cost us sometimes. Because let's not forget, some of these mistakes have actually helped certain teams come back in the UCL. Do you remember Madrid?
Feyenoord,
We were beating them, and he gave the ball. I'm just saying, I get it.
Madrid.
Look, Edison has done so much for us, but I'm just saying this is where sometimes I started doubting him. I was like, look, maybe this is the reason why Arteta took Ramsdale out and put Raya, who's more concentrating. I just feel like, Edison, you've been here since you're 23. Maybe it's time to cut out some of these random passes when we are comfortably leading. Because he always does them when we are comfortably
it's not
1
going to
0 up.
cut out. It's Edison. All right. For example, the year the 4 in a row when we played Liverpool away, right? And Nunez was going wide of the goal. We know what Edison is going to do. He's going to rush out. He's going to try and get the ball, and then he's going to give away a penalty. We all know that. Even the game this year that we played at home versus Real Madrid, the home leg, if it wasn't an offside, it would have been a penalty. So instead of him steering or something like what Arteta would do, try to, if he's not directly on goal, they try to steer him wide. Edison's not going to, he's going to come at the feet, more than likely penalty. Certain things you're not going to get rid of with Ederson. So we just have to, once we're keeping him, anything goes south in a big game next season, hopefully it doesn't, but we'll see. We can't say anything because we know exactly what Edison is going to do. It's nothing new. He has been doing it from his here.
Is that
The thing that has saved Edison is that teams don't really get to shoot at us because of how we defend with the ball. But once we play the better teams and he's going to be facing a certain number of shots, we already know what the story is going to be.
yeah, that is
So we
fair.
can't complain about that. We glaze the assists and all of these things, which is not a midfielder and attacker. So we just have to work. Once he's here, and we are all not well. I always speak for myself. I wanted a change, but most of the persons are glad that he's staying this year. So we just have to work with it. So if in a big
Yeah,
UCL game where we're expecting him to do something to save us, maybe we can pray for a purple patch like in the treble season. That's all we can do once he's staying. But we know exactly what we're going to get with everything.
yeah,
So
he
no
says,
surprises there.
I know Pep and maybe the club want a small squad, but I wouldn't mind if everyone stays. Yeah, but Martin has said if some people stay, don't cry if you see somebody's not on the bus. You know, it's going to happen. Diaz is
Yeah,
vice
there'll
captain
be
as
some
well, so
unhappy
surely he will stay.
players.
Yeah. So who's our striker, Mamouche or Haaland?
Holland.
I don't know.
Sorry,
I
Imagine
mean,
having
if this doesn't
imagine us.
work, you can just bring Foden and Marmouche
whoa.
off the bench at
Yeah.
halftime.
Pat, what do you mean, Martin? Don't cry if no one's on the bus. What? What's that about?
No, I was saying Martin said
I
don't
think
cry
you're
if
still
nobody's
here.
on the bus. I was giving you your quote. Remember how you
Oh
said
right, sorry, I
yeah.
misheard that. Sorry, I'm about to say, yeah.
Yeah, that's
People
what I'm
can't
saying.
cry.
You
You're
want people
You're
that
playing it on the bus. Don't cry. We can't be doing this playing. I'm saying, it's just
yeah,
it is what
I'm
it
saying.
is.
Yeah, because at the end
Deal with it now.
some people gonna have to stay home.
Oh yeah,
You know
we
what?
gave out some bad contracts, and unfortunately, you can't just terminate them. So we kind of have
Yeah.
to suffer
What I was
through it
about
one
to
more
say,
year.
Kobe, there's just something telling me that even though Haaland has signed a long contract, Pep will be preferring Mamouche sometimes to start because he said in the press says sometimes I want Mamouche to start and then Haaland comes in and people are tired with their legs, which worked against Juve because when he came on Haaland, it worked better that way than Haaland starting the whole Juve game.
I've got to see
I don't know.
improvement in Haaland yet, Pat.
Thank
I'm
you
still
very
have
much.
concerns on Haaland's mobility. Haaland's body language is still a concern on me at the minute. His body language is all
Yeah.
over the shop at the minute.
And
It
Omar
was
seems
poor a
to be
lot of
working
last
harder.
season too.
Yeah. So you know what? It'll
And
just hold a
if
little
he's
bit,
going to
but
be
I'm
a captain, he has to start getting that under control because you can't have a captain being that way. He has to
Do you
be. He
think
has to
that's
be the
why
positive
Pep?
force.
Do
Even
you
when
think
the
that's why
cards are
Pep has?
down, you have to be a positive force.
Do you think that's why Pep picked him and said maybe for you to maybe improve or something on
Yeah,
your?
no, he said that. He said about maturing. If you actually go back to the quote, he actually used the word maturing. And that's what it's about. People he's still a young lad. He's only 24. He's still young, 24, 25.
He'll be
I know
25
everyone's got
soon.
this. I know everyone thinks 30 is old. It's not really in the grand scheme of things. But and I think
Give
that's
anything to be 30
making
again.
him. I think making him part of the captain's thing, I think will help him, and it will make him probably settle down. And because one thing I want to see is everyone goes on about Akanji smiling, everyone's smiling. Haaland constantly smiles when he misses one-on-ones. I'm like, right, let's stop that now.
Yeah. It's a bit annoying, isn't
Let's
it?
stop that a little bit.
Kenji smiles?
I want to see a bit of anger in him. You know when he misses one-on-ones, I want to see him get angry about it. So he's like, no, next time that's going in the onion bag. I love Haaland to bits, but just I don't know. He's just I want to see him getting a bit more involved.
I get upset with him when he just kind of gives up, when he knows the ball's not coming to him, and so he just decides to give up and not make the runs. That is something that has kind of concerned me. That's one thing Marmouche does not do. Even though Marmouche never got the ball last season, he kept making the runs. He kept making the runs. And I think Haaland needs to do more of that.
But we have to remember that Marmouche didn't suffer as much as Haaland with those runs. Haaland has been making those runs for 2 seasons, and each season, the more he makes the runs, nothing is coming. So I'm figuring that given the midfield that we have now, you'll see a different Haaland come the start of the season. So I'm thinking he's a little bit rusty because he came back the back part of last season coming from an injury and maybe played a game or two. So I'm not too worried about Haaland at the moment. He'll hit his straps, but I guess he knows now, based on the midfield that we have, that when he's making those runs, more times than not, he is going to get the ball. So, yeah, Haaland should be fine. So I don't have any much worries about that.
Do you know what I think we got to do? And the one thing I would keep an eye on is I wouldn't give, in that front three and that 10 role, I wouldn't give anyone a specific role. Because I've got a very weird feeling. I've got a feeling, right wing, the left wing, the 10. Well, when I say, sorry, left forward, right forward, and the 10, I can see them all moving about during games. So I think at some point you'll see one player over there, then another player will be over there, because that is very Pep Linders. If you remember Liverpool, he had Firmino, Mane, Salah, and he went rotate with the whole three of them. And he just kept them going and going and going. And if you go back to that Juventus game, Doku was on the left, he was on the right, then Mamouche was on the left, then he's on the right.
Oh, yeah,
then
you're
Shirky
right.
he went to the right, then Foden went to the left. And it's just constant rotation. And I think that's the difference between Mamouche and Haaland. With Haaland will just stay in the 9, where Mamouche and whoever he's up with will just circulate around.
Yeah, you're right. They were everywhere, weren't they? There was a point in time I was like, what is Doku and Savio doing at the right together? Then there was a point in time where I saw Savio
also
at left back. Oh, yeah. Like, I was like, what's going on here?
Too.
Yeah,
well, that's where Cherky did his nutmeg. He did his nutmeg off the right wing on the byline. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to do. This is Pep Linders, and that's what Pep said. I've now got someone who's giving me new ideas, giving me this. It was a little bit of a dig at Juan Lilo because you could tell because he sort of praised Juan Lilo straight after. So you know what he was doing? He was sort of like saying, yeah, I've got a guy who's giving me ideas, but I do love Juan Lilo. Because I think he knew how it was. Listen, these managers are not stupid. They know exactly what they're saying and how it's going to be looked upon by others. And to me, I think that's when we play better football. I go back years ago when Cancelo was in the team and we went to West Brom away. The whole game was switching around.
That's why I'm not going to freak out if Foden's starting on the right, because I know he won't stay on the right. And he's not going to be a touchline winger on the right. Like Foden and Turkey will interchange his 10s. Like, so I don't panic about that whatsoever.
Yeah. What it is, you'll see some part in an attack, you'll overload on one side. Then on the next attack, we might overload on another side. Then we'll come through. It keeps your opposition guessing at all times.
It's exciting. It's exciting because then we don't even know what to predict. We're just like, whoa. And I've noticed Rangers has been everywhere too. Like
he has.
Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
There's a question here. It says, do you think Pep not accepting the Pavard Walker swap after the treble from Bayern was a mistake? Look, it looks like a mistake now, but let's not forget that that time we were a bit happy saying Walker is staying, you know?
Nah,
Who
I
said that?
think that kind of started this whole sentimentality train is keeping Walker, and it kind of set us up.
I saw the panic. I saw the panic when Walker appeared in America, and everyone went, "Ah!"
Yeah, I'm just like, is he actually in America or?
No comment.
Ooh. Oh,
Okay, good. So anyway, guys,
I honestly, I don't think he can come back from what he did. I
We're
like.
not opening
So,
that debate. We're not opening that debate.
if you're over that debate, you're going to be here for a long time. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you much for Prophet, everybody who was here before. Carl was here, he did the cameo. Pablo did the cameo.
Pablo.
Kapsa, have we forgotten anybody?
Pablo was on too.
Pablo, yeah. But anyway, let me give this to Martin. Martin, do you want to tell the people what time? Yeah, Wang, yeah. So, Martin, do you want to tell the people what time the Akanji Glaze is going to be at?
I'll be there to counter it.
1:30 a.m. God knows what time we're finishing. If the thunderstorms turn up, we'll be ordering McDonald's breakfast.
Oh God.
So yeah, 1:30
I'll
we
be
get
there.
going.
I'm crashing Martin's watch along. It's during games though. Anytime anybody does something good, I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, great. And then thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to go to the Mancunian way and go subscribe and also watch the Akanji glazing. That's going to happen. Make sure you clip him if Akanji is throwing stinkers. Make sure
also, Tijani Rangers glazing. I'll be doing that.
Yeah, and Costa.
Do you know what I'm doing? No.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm doing Manchester City glazing.
You're going to. There's a player you're going to find to glaze, Martin. You're going to find somebody to glaze very soon. I'm happy. I'm
going to show our manager, not my manager, your manager, our manager.
My manager. My manager.
Oh, is he your manager again now?
Yeah, he is. He's playing good football now.
Hey, Pat, just while you're on, do you want to tell the folks about our new show?
Oh yeah. There's a new show. Obviously, I didn't settle yet, but there's a new show we're going to do with Martin. It's called Back to the Future. It's going to focus on the present, the past, past, present, and future. Yeah, past, present, and future. We'll be just we'll have a lot of things to talk about. To be honest with you, Martin will be telling us things from 1807, and I will be. That's when dinosaurs were here. Martin has good history of dinosaurs, and I will be trying to glaze Gundon as our best captain in the home and sea history. And Martin will be like, no, that's not our best captain. Because when I said that, Martin, somebody educated me on Instagram with a whole speech, by the way, they found me. They're like, I heard you said Gundon is our best captain. Have you ever seen City's history of captains? I was like, no, really. Then he said, give me a history lesson. I was like, wow. I was like, I think that this is something Martin would do.
Bring the DM to the show, and that person can help educate us all.
Some people never want to come to the show. Martin knows this. Martin, how many people DM YouTubers? They will DM you a speech and you'll be like, would you like to come on the show and fight and have this argument on the show? They're like, no, it's okay.
I have people doing it in spaces and shows and they're like, you're wrong, you're a dick. And I'm like, well, come and debate, man. No, you're just a dick.
Martin will be teaching stuff from 1950s.
Good. Why not? Let's hear it.
You know.
I'm sure a lot like people. I'm sure a lot of us don't know the history, so it's a good opportunity to learn more about our club.
Yeah, even Kelsey, there's a lot to talk about. You know how most of the obviously, I understand it now, and Martin has told me before. There's even stuff to talk about. Some of the jerseys, Martin understands why Puma is doing this. Some of the young people they just complain, saying why is this like? You think they don't know that there's a history behind all that. When you go, you find Puma is actually doing that. Look, they might not look attractive, but Puma is actually trying to dig into the Man City history. Because some kid was asking, he's like, why do you guys keep getting obsessed with this banana and bee? I was like, there's a history behind the banana and the bee.
You know the bananas in the kit packs. Wow. Bananas in the kit packs.
Yeah. Oh, and a very special guest in the kit packs, right? Like our dear friend Jackie from your taxi cab.
Yeah, so that's the show
Really?
that's going to drop. So as soon as
Right,
me
no
and
idea.
Martin, yeah, as soon as me and Martin will announce the show, but I'm pretty sure Martin has a lot to say on that. Don't forget though, as always, when I'm involved in the show, I'm pretty sure the show will end up in chaos, and somebody will be telling Martin that they don't really will be fighting against Martin, say you don't know what you're saying. They'll be fighting against me, you don't know what you're saying. It's never a down moment on YouTube. I'm starting to love this YouTube game. There's always somebody who wants to educate you. So, guys, back to the future, past, and the present.
Yeah, and the podcast will be back. The podcast will be back when I'm back from Turkey. When I'm back from Turkey in a few
Oh,
weeks,
this
we'll get the
guy,
podcast
this
rolling.
guy. How much
Back
money
in
are you
August.
on YouTube, Martin, with these holidays?
Oh,
man.
Yeah,
what?
Martin goes
Sorry,
on a lot of holidays.
bad,
Lucky
Martin is
guy.
bad
spending his
connection.
dollars.
Bad connection. What? So that again.
Look,
What?
look at him.
I'm going through a tunnel. What?
Nah, you're not.
That doesn't work anymore. This ain't the
Yeah,
90s.
that doesn't work anymore. That doesn't work anymore. Don't say you're going to Martin. So how
Last
long are
time
you
it
going to
worked
stay in
was on
Turkey for?
Friends.
How long are
I'm
you
going
staying in
Turkey for 2 weeks. Bye. So Pat,
He's getting a
I'm
hair
tagging you in.
transplant. No.
I'm tagging you in from July. When am I going? July
I'm not doing,
19th for 2 weeks.
no, man, I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to do 17 videos in a week and carry.
Yeah.
Nah, that was cool.
Hey, we gotta pick
Come
up
on.
the slack, Pat. The
Let's get
audience
True
is
City
there. They
Band
need
to
content.
5K. Let's
You
get
know what?
True City
You know,
Band to 5K.
you know, Martin. That's why I give you respect because I saw your consistency. I was like, let me try copy Martin's consistency. It's not easy. My God, it wasn't easy. It was Jesus Christ. There was a point in time I was
Oh,
having
it's not.
dreams about
Pat, you know, everyone thinks this is click and play and away you go.
it's
And it
not.
really
There's
isn't
prep.
because you end up, you know, people going about jobs. I've never had a job where I'm going from 1:30 in the morning till 6 a.m. I'm normally asleep.
Oh, I used to have to do overnight shift. That was not fun.
Yeah, but you also
Not
have to do with
anymore.
YouTube because, like, the American audience sometimes, which I think they're good. The American audience and even Australian audience, they're not bad. They're actually good, believe it or
No,
not.
but
So
that's
you
the
also
thing,
have,
Pat. Is
yeah,
you're not just catering for Manchester City's not just a UK brand; it's a global brand. And when you
yeah,
are, I don't want to say rep because I don't think we're repping City, we're repping ourselves. But when we are trying to talk Manchester City, and you got to look for everyone around the world, Australia, you know, Asia, Africa,
yeah,
America.
yeah.
You got to make it. You're trying to do it for everyone. And that's why I think you bring on guests, old, new people from around the world. It's about the world's different now. It's not 1940 anymore. People got to realize that.
You see, Martin. This is what you. I think at the beginning, I think when I met you, you already made these speeches to many people because you remember there was a lot of people who were very stubborn. I remember when I met you, people were very stubborn. They were stuck to their ways, and you told me that you're looking at the future, and the future is going to be different, and people have to adapt to it. Remember, that's what we used to talk about at the beginning. Because if you just stay how you are, it's very hard, especially now after the treble. I'm sorry, I genuinely saw people on Twitter who were FC Barcelona and now we're on FC City treble. And I saw them, but yeah, just leave it. It is what it is. But that's what you have to like. Every country is different. Every time zone is different. People are. There used to be a YouTuber. He's one of my friends. I used to ask him, "Why did you start a show at 12 a.m.?" He says it's for the American people and also people from this country that also watch. And at that time, you find there's 1,000 people still watching him, and
Who's
some people are
that?
asleep. And you used to wake up in the morning
Pat,
and you're like, "Oh my God, he had a show."
you only get out. You only get out what you put in. If you put very little in, you get very little out.
It is what it is, yeah,
That's what
isn't it?
people got to remember.
You see, Martin is throwing nice bars. So,
Also,
guys,
I
go
think
ahead.
it's clear we all over the world we all make sacrifices. Like I think the Aussies, they get people in Australia and Asia. The games are on always in the middle of the night for them. So let them enjoy this American tournament where they get some normal hours, and then when the season starts, that's when they really get shafted. So, and then also, you know, I have to make sacrifices too. For me, sometimes it's 4:30 in the morning games, but luckily it's not as bad as the Australians and the people in Asia as well. And then people in Manchester have to make a lot of sacrifice games. You know, games are not cheap. They've got, you know, people have lives, so we're all making sacrifices. But it's all because we love the club. So it's worth
It
it.
is. It is. Anyway, on that note, goodbye. On your way out, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget half one. Again, I repeat, Akanji watch along glaze is going to be happening on the McUnion Way, where Martin has already gone to the Man City shop and bought an Akanji jersey for the glaze to happen. So
Giveaway.
yeah, giveaways. When I give away an Akanji, do you know what's going to be funny if Akanji scores tonight? Oh, that'd be funny.
You're not allowed, by the way. You're not allowed to have a go at Walker anymore, Pat.
Oh,
Because you have the shirt.
I actually went at
Right.
him, Martin. The other day, I went at him. I think I went at him. He said something, and it was quoted, and I was like, Walker, you're making it very hard. You just sent me a shirt. Let me glaze on this shirt before. I don't know. I think maybe Walker will do good at YouTube because if he now he's trying to become a YouTuber, isn't it? It's going to show on BBC.
He would not behave and do good at YouTube.
No, but I mean, like now, let's say if he retires from
Getting
club
his
football.
wang out. They're getting his wang out on the camera.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Oh, it is what it is. But we all knew who Walker was before they voted him as captain. He already had the drama. Don't forget during lockdown, he pissed on a tree in the club. Remember, he pissed on his wall in the house. So all these things were there. So I don't. That's why when he was picked captain, I did question it, Martin. I said, who picked him? But somebody said he was actually helping a lot of youngsters in the dressing room, and a lot of people listened to him.
Yeah.
So
He was doing
really
a recall.
yeah,
He was
so
doing
you
a
can't
lot of
really
recall, but then yeah. But listen, it is what it is. It ended badly, but he was still, 8 years the best right back in the whole of the Premier League. So you can't.
And I
Yeah,
said-
we can never
and I
forget
s-
that.
Can I say, Martin, Bernardo Silva is starting to speak as a good captain and looking good every time he comes out with that captain's armband. Surprise, surprise.
He's very well spoken.
So Pep
Yeah,
Guardiola did actually pick the right
he's very
one.
good, isn't he, Kelster? He's excellent, Bernardo Kelster, isn't he? He's very good.
Keep him doing the media stuff. Absolutely.
Ah, Kelster.
I just don't think he should be starting every game, but I think he has a place on this team still.
Kelster, the amount of receipts people have for you these days, and you've only been on YouTube for a while, and the amount of receipts people have for you, they have so many receipts, and Jerry keeps your receipts. Do you know what's funny though, Kelster? Big up to you. Jerry has
Mateus
actually,
has his notepad.
yeah, Jerry's on your team now these days. Remember, you and Jerry used to go at it. Now you're in the same team. I've noticed he actually is glazing you a lot in the comments. He's like, you go on, Kels.
Well,
There's
big up
100%
Jerry.
I agree with you, Kels. Jesus,
Hey,
Kels,
Pat,
He was going at it with me earlier.
I've heard
Big
a
up,
rumor,
Rose.
Pat. I've heard a rumor, Pat. Kelster's changed her home screen to the City players in the sea. I heard a little rumor.
So the
serious?
players in what?
Do you know the City players? They were at the beach the other day. I've heard
Oh,
Kelster's
yeah.
got that as her home screen now.
Nah,
Well, I can tell you, it's not on my phone. That's
as soon as Josco, you know what happened? Was it Josco in the swimming
That
pool?
part's
I
in the
remember this.
private file.
Do you know what, Martin? When Josco was in the swimming pool that day, I knew it. I said, "Oh, I think she was online with me. You were there also." I saw I put a picture purposely saying, "Look at these guys are relaxing. Did you see her face? You're so happy." I was like, "I caught you, you Josco."
The one I retweeted did not have Yashko in it, just so you know.
Do you remember that time
It was
when
like
they were in the swimming
Diaz,
pool?
Akanji, Ake, and Rangers.
Yeah, but the time when they were in the swimming pool, after the first game he played, and the thing he was in the swimming pool for recovery. I think I put it online. Somebody was like, "Look at her excitement." That's when I caught you. I was like, there's the Josco blazer. But anyway, look,
They do it
Martin,
in Dubai too.
Martin, I can
All of
admit I used to glaze Chloe, but now I hate her guts. I hate her
Oh,
guts.
Chloe? Oh,
She
that
makes
nose-
it so
Her
obvious.
nose is way too tiny.
No, there's something about Chloe, but now
Who?
I hate her.
Because she went to
Who's the
Arsenal,
house
that's
Chloe?
why.
Do you
Who's the
remember
house
Chloe
Chloe?
Kelly?
she went to Arsenal?
Chloe Kelly on
Oh,
the
Chloe,
women's team.
right, yeah. I wondered, got you through with them when you said
It's our
Chloe.
it's our
Yeah,
behavior. She went on loan. I understand she was not seen face to face with the manager, but he left, and she's still the way she glazes Arsenal. Like, you're on loan. You haven't been sold yet. I don't think she's coming back because the way
We
Well-
should move on to Alex Greenwood, Pat.
Do you know
Move
what's
on to
sad?
Alex Greenwood.
yeah, what's sad, yeah.
All I'll say is there is always two sides to a story, and people just have to realise that. Yes, Gareth Taylor made errors, Chloe Kelly made errors, but
Yeah.
you just got to move on.
Yeah, that is true. But as I said, I don't think she will ever come back because I can see the way she talks about Arsenal.
Oh no,
She
no,
wasn't
no,
there.
no, 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 no.
Oh, okay, so it's a no. Since Kelly's moving like Walker, look, leave Walker alone. Walker is a great man.
How am I moving like Walker? I'm pretty slow.
No, Walker is a great man. Walker has done so much for this club and for so many people. I see
He was a great player for
work.
our club. Absolutely.
No, he was. I think if you picking a right back of all time, I pick him over Gary Neville. I don't see what's special about Gary Neville. I never did, to be honest.
Controversial take.
Without a doubt, one of the best right backs the Premier League has ever seen.
Controversial take. I think that Walker did the right thing in leaving in January because if he stayed, Pep would have played him, and instead of speaking about the new players, he'll be speaking about how we did not qualify for the UCL. So big up to Kyle Walker for leaving when he did. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
His
my take on
performances
it.
on the pitch were not good enough.
What's with
when
the
he left. They were very poor.
It was worse than Rico, worse than Nunes, and it was just absolutely horrible. And I think he did the right thing by leaving. I wish that Gundo and someone else, could have done the honorable thing and left as well because
someone else.
Right now,
who's that? Someone
your
else.
friend.
Prophet.
I want the unks gone. All of them. John Stones, the whole words. Just call it a day and move on. But what can I say? Everybody can't do that. But Kyle Walker did the right thing because he would have been in so much problems because we know that Pep would have played him, whether he was in good form or not, just based on the quote-unquote experience, because that's the new thing that we're working with this season.
You needed him, though. You needed him. But as I said, you guys, there will be no Kyle Walker slander on this channel. On that note, goodbye.
Yo! What's the point, man? Even I can't even take even the guitar cannot help me. Fuck, even the guitar, wallahi, I can't even. Wallahi, I can't even the guitar.
Wins tackles! In front! Wonderful goal! It's a title winner! Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying! Hat-trick hunting, trick getting. Still the appetite is there for more. Oh!